Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. Hello, Mr. Ghost Rider. How are you doing today?
Hello there.
So we'll let you talk to people while I finish setting things up on my end.
Sure. Um,
Why
well,
were you missing yesterday? What did you have that was so important that we couldn't have you with us?
um, I was just dealing with some stuff on my computer, so nothing too important. Just stuff for my league and stuff with banking. So
We could have used a tank yesterday.
yeah, well, you guys managed. So you guys managed. I watched. You guys were okay.
Hello, Mr. Yoberthon. Yeah, send me a tell and I'll invite you to the group.
I really like that Bart. That's a nice Bart.
Oh, Consular Girl will join after this raid. It might be too late.
Hmm.
Sadly, we only need one more, I think.
Well, the person behind you might want to join.
I've already invited Black God, Ghost Rider, Rebirth. Oh, guess Shadow Knight will be our last one. So we do have tanks, healers, controllers. Oh, we're in business. Hopefully tonight, today will be a bit better. So let's get this party started. So
Yep.
today we will try to play the bonus weeks, the mission from the bonus weeks, and we'll try also to play the Save the Universe missions. It's a tall order, so I'm not sure we're going to be able to do everything. We'll figure it out. So yesterday we tried episode 38. So today, let's try the convergence of unmaking.
Sure.
Evil menu. Holy crap, there's a lot of lag. There was a lot of lag yesterday, and there's still a lot of lag today. What about you, Mr. Ghost Rider?
Uh, I'm still in the menu. So yeah. A lot of lag. Oh, there you go.
Our friend Multiverse Man is asking if we need to healer. I would say the answer is yes. Yesterday we didn't have a healers, and we suffered for that. Today, if we have two healers, let's use them. How long are we going to stream today? That's a good question. Today will probably be a long one. It's Saturday. No,
I'm
normally on
betting in my
Friday.
mind
Friday it's
that
a bit late. People
is messing with my flight ring.
are starting their
These
weekend. So
platforms,
normally
I think
on
I
Friday we
understand them.
stream an
The
hour,
central
maybe two
gem
sometimes.
focuses power from the lower
But
platforms.
today it is
You have to
Saturday, so
stop it.
we'll stream for as long
We
as
should have seen each
people
other
seems to
again
be
under
willing
better
to,
circumstances, Raven.
and we'll see how it works out.
Oh, this one. Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
hate
hate
this
this
one.
one. We lose our movement speed, our movement ability, so I'm not too crazy about that one.
Alright.
I kind of hate when they remove choices that you make with your character. But, oh well. Like if you choose to play as a flying character, you want to be a flying character, and when they remove that, it's a bit sad.
Hey, at least I'm acrobatic. It makes sense.
Oh yeah, I forgot to change. I thought something was weird. Like it's one of the issues I guess people had when we had the solo missions with legend characters. Like people didn't like being forced to play Bizarro or Huntress, or they didn't like being forced to play characters. They didn't really enjoy very much.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. I only played it just for the feats, and that was it.
And I guess I understand. Like it's one of the issues I guess there is with the Avengers game. Like too often you don't have a choice to which character you're using, so sometimes they force you to play Miss Marvel or Hawkeye, and if you don't want to play those characters, it doesn't make for a very fun gaming experience.
Yeah. That's why I liked the first Ultimate Alliance game, you know? I loved it, because I could be whatever character and be him whenever I want, you know?
Sure.
I loved it. Obviously, you have to unlock some of the characters first, but once you did, you could play as
That's
anyone
the
you want.
tuning tower. You all go ahead. I've got this one.
Yeah, with Ultimate Alliance, we were not forced to play, let's say, Captain America for part of the game. You always had the choice amongst various characters. So it's not like you
Yep.
were forced to play the one character. But
I'm hoping that in the
yeah,
new MMO they do that and they let us pick what we want.
we'll
When
have to
we
wait
want.
and see for that. Right? It's way too early to tell.
Yeah.
Because they could model it after the Avengers game somehow and force you to play characters you don't want to play, which is one of the it's not the worst part of the game, but it's one of the not so good parts. Like if you want to play Avengers an Avengers game, you want to play odds are Captain America, Iron Man, or right now we have a
Yep.
Spider-Man. So, but when you're forced to play Miss Marvel, it kind of ruins the game.
See, my idea is I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna take basically the foundation of this game on how it's built, but they're gonna make it kind of mixed with Ultimate Alliance and Marvel Heroes. That's
See
what I
that
think.
that I can guarantee you that will not happen because that would make too much sense. It's sad, but there's
That's what I think is gonna happen,
well,
personally.
what would be the simpler solution? Way too often they either they overthink things or they have let's say other agendas and they go for the worst option possible.
Because, yeah, I mean, so a lot of people disagree. Okay, I get it. People want to make their own characters. But what I think it would be cool is if they just give us, if you actually pick the iconic character, but you can have customization options for them. You know what I mean? Like the customization would be almost like this, but it's for that specific character.
Sure. At the end of the
That's what I
day,
think.
we're gonna have to wait and see what they actually do because remember when they announced Marvel Heroes, people had a lot of expectations. They thought it would be a bigger, better game than DCUO. Turned out it wasn't the case at all. And then
I
the
knew
same
right away.
And then the same when we got the announcement for the Avengers game. When people saw the announcement for the Avengers game, again, it was going to kill DCUO. People were going to leave DCUO to play Avengers, and people were were imagining a whole that it would be a bigger, better game than DCUO, and it again wasn't even close to being that. So, in theory, if they were to take DCUO and just make an Avengers game with it, I would be fine with that, but that would be too simple. They'll never do that.
I can't let you do this.
Because I love the way Ultimate Alliance plays out, but I also love the customization in this game and the
Yes.
open world of this game, you know? So if they can combine the two of those together, holy crap, that'd be a god game, you know?
Oh yeah, Ultimate. Oh, holy crap, Mr. Ghost Rider, the invincible Ghost Rider went down. I'm very disappointed now.
Yeah. I went down.
How dare you? Also, I would ask people pick up your friends. Yesterday, one of the issues we had is that when people would go down, people would not pick them up. So if we can pick everyone up today, that would be nice.
We also, as the tanks too, we need to keep all the eyes together so that way we can do area damage.
Sure.
It's one thing that a lot of people don't know about this part of the mission is that we gotta keep all the eyes all together. It's much easier to do damage than that way.
Thomas Brooks says he hates this raid. Yeah, I can understand it. It's not a bad raid per se, but there's a few things that makes it less enjoyable, I would say.
Okay, grabbing all the eyes. Okay, all the eyes should be together, do some damage.
Toxic Shadow is saying it's not 5 yet. Yeah, there was no reason to do it at 5 today. Normally we do it at 5 so that people have time to come back from school, possibly from work. But today is Saturday, so that wasn't really an issue. Like, doing it earlier is probably better. I assume people might have things like dinner with family tonight or stuff like that. Or going out with friends. So, waiting for 5, I made no sense today.
Alright. Oh. Save from everyone. When I first played this one, I was kind of confused on why we were fighting Trigon.
Well, the obvious answer is that they're trying to reuse assets as much as they can. But yeah, story-wise, I guess it was a bit iffy.
I was like, okay, sure. They kind of like to reuse Trigon a lot for like no reason. I don't know why.
I couldn't. Oh, I couldn't say. I'm down.
Where are you at? There you are. Got you. No!
Oh, nose! Oh, okay, there we go. I was going to say you have failed.
Uh-oh.
If you hear me say you have failed the city or something like that, I've been watching Arrow episodes. They've added Arrow to Amazon Prime somehow. So I've watched a whole bunch of episodes last night.
I found that really funny. I find it funny how they really try to push him to make him seem like a Batman at start.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I didn't mind it, you know, but it's just really funny how they did that.
Well, they tried to make it like something that is more popular in their view. Technically, they did the same with Superman and Man of Steel. They tried to make it like the Batman from the Dark Knights.
Yeah.
Failing to realize that.
Version,
Yeah, failing to realize like a dark setting like Dark Knights works fine with Batman, not so much with Superman.
Yeah.
And with Arrow, yeah, it would work fine as well. Technically, Green Arrow when he started, he pretty much was a Batman with a bow.
My God, he's almost done. God, these tentacles keep throwing me around.
Oh yeah, almost there. Oh, good afternoon, Mr. Payaso. We're doing good. Oh, your Barthon is saying that Arrow is free on Netflix along with The Flash. I don't have Netflix, so I was pleasantly surprised to see Arrow being added to Amazon Prime. And I checked, they didn't. The Flash doesn't seem to be on Amazon Prime at this point. And they had Smallville, but Smallville is about to be removed from Amazon Prime. So my guess is that's probably what's happening. They're removing Smallville and they're adding Arrow instead.
Undo Mordru's influence here. You go ahead.
I love Smallville.
This one is
See,
my
I like
responsibility.
Smallville, but I hated the first couple seasons because every villain was just, you know, created by Kryptonite. That's the only thing I hated. I loved the whole show as a whole, you know, but I just didn't like the episodes when there was a villain introduced from Kryptonite. That's the only thing I didn't like.
Oh, our friend.
Kind of like how the Flash had particle accelerator heroes in the first couple seasons.
Sure.
It was kind of annoying over and over and over. Oh, you got powers from a particle accelerator. The same story.
I didn't
That's the
mind
only
the villain of the week aspect of the thing. But yeah, I know that a lot of people didn't like that. Our friend Flash Rebirth is saying Green Arrow is not like Batman. He's more like light-hearted. Way back when, I'm talking about like in the 40s when the character were first created. Green Arrow and Batman were a lot more similar than they are today.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because I wasn't from that time, so.
I wasn't from that time either, but I can read. I read a lot of comics from the past.
Yeah, see, I don't go that far back. I don't. There's just too much.
I go back to the cave paintings way back when.
I believe it.
But as a kid, I read a lot of comics translated, and sometimes we would get comics from some older comics. Like for some reason, in the late 70s, early 80s, we had the Daredevil comic that was translated, but somehow they would give us the Daredevil comics from the 60s, like say from '66.
This is my source of power.
The same with the Flash. Like around the same time, late 70s, early 80s, we got a Flash comic, but it was actually Flash stories from the 50s, from 50, 55, 56. So to me, those were brand new stories, but they were actually much older stories.
Is it me, Or do they also like to use a lot of eyeballs in this game too?
Oh yeah, ever since they've added the eye, they keep on using it quite a lot.
Uh-oh. Do I need... Yeah, I need to go away. Where's the account? There it is.
To come back to our friend Green Arrow and Batman, I know that people see Batman as a dark, brooding character nowadays, but way back when, he started dark brooding, but very quickly, pretty much as soon as they added Robin, Batman became much more lighthearted, and he pretty much became the Batman from the TV shows from the 60s, with basically the rich guy with gadgets, fighting crime, and it was a pretty lighthearted character. But people seem to think that somehow he always was the dark Avenger of the Night we've known, and it wasn't really quite true. I've seen someone at some point who was complaining that the Batman from the TV show wasn't like the Batman from the comics, but at the time he was, and that was pretty darn close to how Batman was in the comics way back when. And because people seem to forget that or not realize that the Batman TV show predates the Neil Adams Batman. Neil Adams and Dennis O'Neil made Batman darker in the comics, but it was after the TV show. So when the TV show was made, that version of Batman just wasn't there yet. Yes, good sir, I know I cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say, well, it's kind of like Superman too. Back then, he wasn't as powerful as people think. He was literally like probably one of the weakest characters. If you were to compare the earliest version of Superman, he'd probably be one of the weakest characters in the DC universe. You know, he wasn't actually that strong at all. He was, instead of being able to fly, he was only able to just jump over buildings. When it turns to super strength, he was just barely able to just punch down a brick wall. He wasn't, he wasn't that strong at all.
Yeah.
But now he can almost like destroy an entire planet if he wanted to. So it's like, the characters have evolved greatly over the years. So.
Well, for Superman, as time went by, they kept on adding new powers. Like the ability to fly comes from the animated Fleischer cartoon. I guess having him jump around wasn't dynamic enough, or production-wise, it may have caused him a headache, so they had him fly, and that solved some of their issues. And then he started flying in the comics afterwards. But also, one of the issues that would happen way back when is that whenever they would know what to do with a character, they would add a new superpower. So at some point they added heat vision, then they added super intelligence, super breath, super. So almost every story they would add a new power, because sometimes they would paint themselves in a corner story wise, and then they had to come up with a new power to get themselves out of the corner they painted themselves in. So for a long time they kept on adding new powers. Oh, that was not good. And so for a long time they kept on adding new powers, until then eventually in the mid 80s when John Byrne took over the character, they had to depower him a bit to try to make him more relatable. And ever since they've been getting him back to full power, depowering him, they've been fluctuating his powers on and off for what, for 30, 40 years now.
Really gonna shock you. We got
Pretty
your back,
much, yeah.
cuz. Raise a bridge.
Yeah.
Long live
Yeah, I don't know. They do that with, it's like that with pretty much every character though. At the start, they were always weak at one point.
Hang back, buddy.
So.
We'll finish it.
Ken Pookie is asking, wasn't Arrow and Batman both trained by Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, actually, we should say? Yes and no. And way back when, not really. It's something that's been added in more recent years. Oh, I think someone fell down. Well, way back when, it wasn't the case. It's something that's been added in more recent years. I think it was in Green Arrow Year 1, or am I no, Green Arrow Year 1, they added Deathstroke. I forget when they added Ra's al Ghul.
Okay, whoops, I attracted the guys by accident. I didn't realize they'd see me this far. Whoops, my bad.
How dare you?
I just realized that you can see the multiverse in that little thing behind him. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even notice that before. Interesting.
There's a lot of cool ideas. sometimes.
Is everyone here? Yeah? Alright, I'm starting. Let's go.
Oh, and we got an official date for the next DLC. It will be December. Oh, it will be December 9th.
Yeah. I can't wait.
So next week, guys, guess what we're gonna play? We're gonna play the new DLC. Oh, someone went down.
See, I'm excited, but I don't know. I don't know if that it's because the date seems early, if it's gonna be rushed or not. You know, it's gonna be buggy.
Sure. Ah, come on. He pushed me twice. Can you believe it? Like usually when he pushes me, I use my teleporter to come back, and he pushed me again.
He's like, nope, not happening.
Oh, Shadow Knight is saying, Ghost Rider, you pushed me. How dare you?
Oh.
Hey, Roberthon is asking, do you play Lego DC Supervillain? Nah, I don't play the Lego games.
I tried it actually. It's actually not bad, not gonna lie. Like, I haven't played a Lego game in quite a few years, and I decided to just download them like not long ago, and I tried them out. They're actually not that bad, to be honest.
But it's cute enough. I remember at first I didn't think much of it, and then I saw a few clips, and it looks fine. But nah, I wouldn't play a game like that.
I didn't really go and replay the game at all. I just played it through its story and never played it again. But for the time I did play it, it wasn't bad. Oh, okay, and I fell.
Ah.
Moments like that, I wish I could teleport.
Yeah, but here the teleport didn't save me.
Is he growing?
He's growing, and sometimes we're getting smaller, so it's I guess a bit of both.
I'm tiny Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, yes, a few guys are very tiny now. I wish whenever that happens, it makes me wish that we had growing and shrinking powers.
I know, it'd be so awesome. One thing one thing I've never seen, I've always wanted to see though, is that, you know, when you're doing the apocalypse missions there, and you can pick up the artifacts and you can become big and stuff. I would like to see someone make a Hulk and then equip one of those, just so we can actually get like an actual sight of what Hulk would look like. You know, that'd be awesome. I've yet to find someone who can actually play that mission with me that has a Hulk character. Oh, well.
See, this is probably one of my least favorite thing they do. They did that with Trigon way back when, to try to give us a huge Trigon, and I hate that. Come on. And let's see if our friend will Zoom be able to attack the big mortar like that. I guess he does.
I like how he's just flipping through the floor as well.
Yeah. Yeah, lots of clipping is to be expected.
Where's his legs at?
I don't know. But it's probably one of my least favorite thing they're doing when they do stuff like that. I understand that they're trying to give us a huge character that would be way too huge for the game map to handle. But I still don't like it.
I keep falling, and I'm dead because I fell. No, it's okay. I'll run myself. I hate this freaking mission so much.
Yeah, I guess not the best.
Honestly, when this DLC came out, and I tried it out, I wasn't even excited at all. Like, all the missions, I was just dreading to play.
Yeah, it's one of those DLC I didn't play as much as I should have. I played mostly the solos and the bounties, but the missions themselves, did not really play them. And playing this mission, it reminds me why.
Like, I honestly dreaded the entire DLC. Like, I just did what I needed to do, and I just never played again.
I mostly played the bounties and the solos. Oh, I fired a cage. Some people will grin with envy. Those are so rare. It's incredible.
No! Not trapped again! Let me out! I demand it! You cannot keep me here!
We did it. We're safe. Long live the Legion.
Oof. Well, let's get out of here. So let us go play some Flashpoint missions, and afterwards we'll try to go play the Save the Universe missions if we can.
Alright.
Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. Oh, evil menu.
Let's see.
Oh, we can't. Oh, yeah, okay.
So I guess we have a new what's called CR cap now because of the new daily logging gear.
Probably.
Because I noticed it made my stats go up.
Well, I'm combat rating 349 now. If I switch to DPS, I got because of the daily rewards. But the CR cap will go up anyway Thursday when we get the new gear from the new episode. So.
Wonder what the minimum requirement is to go there.
Probably 330 something, 335 maybe.
Man, they've been actually giving us a lot of generous gear to make us be able to play the DLC.
Hello, King Panda.
We all out? Okay.
Like, they've actually given us so many ways to get good gear now.
Everyone, step back.
Maybe.
What a nightmare.
Like with the OP
Man, the reality's worse.
hands there, and then the future nut gear, the daily login, and the flashpoint and stuff. There's so many things to increase your CR now. It's actually crazy compared to what we had before this DLC came out, or is coming out. There's like you only had before that you only had one set of gear you had to buy to actually increase your CR. Now we have like 3. So.
Yeah, but a lot of people, what they'll probably do, they'll probably go straight for the elite gear. And the elite piece is a neck piece, I think, this time.
Forms such as yourself will not
I found that was kind of an odd choice. Because normally people like to get the actual style piece with it, right? You can't really get that with a neck piece.
Well, I guess for this one, people won't care about the style since there won't be any.
Maybe it's just because they really are working on a lot, and the easiest way for them to do an OP item is just not actually program any exterior looks to it. So, like, that could be it. They're like, alright, well, what's something that we don't have to put as much effort in? And they're like, oh, just make a necklace. Alright.
Yeah, that's the scary part. A lot of the decisions right now seems to be, what can we do with the least effort?
Yeah. Well, all it is just basically writing in stats on a piece of gear and just putting a PNG image on top to make it, like, you know, to put on our task or honorable bars. That's it.
Well, I guess one of the issues is the allies system. That probably took a lot of effort to, not just to implement at first, but to fix. The allies were messed up and broken beyond belief. So that probably did require a lot of work to try to fix. So I guess they had to work a lot harder on the allies than they expected to. So that probably took away some time, some resources from other places where they could have spent some time. So that might explain it a bit.
What do you think of the Batman Who Laughs ally?
It looks fine. For his abilities, In theory, his ability seems good, but the random part makes it not as good. So I'm on the fence a bit. I'm gonna have to try it out and see if it's really worth it. For the combat ability, it seems fine, and I forget what his third ability is, but we'll see.
I think I'm gonna use him as my combat ally rather than my passive ally, to be honest.
Sure.
Just because it's like, while I'm on my Flashpoint Batman character, it seems odd to have a Flashpoint Batman working with Flashpoint Batman, so I'm gonna switch my Flashpoint Batman ally with Batman Who Laughs instead. And
we're waiting for you, Mr. Ghost Rider.
Alright. Let's go.
Yeah, I guess theme-wise, yeah, if you want to role play a bit, yeah, you might want to switch your allies around a bit. But it's not a big issue, I guess.
You know, I was thinking about this the other day. It'd be pretty cool if they can let us use multiple allies at once, and just when you do multiple allies, it just decreases the amount of overall damage it does to just having one ally.
Well, that kind of having only one combat ally at a time, kind of defeats the purpose of having 3 allies. Because yeah, you do get the passive bonuses, but a whole bunch of other stuff could give us those bonuses. It wouldn't have to be allies. Having like Flash as an ally, but just having him as a passive bonus, it's pretty much a bit of a waste because you don't see him.
Yep.
So I guess that's there's a lot of fail with the ally system, and that's probably one of them. Another one is that if they had given us the allies like we wanted to, like if they just had given us skins for the backups, where you would have a skin that would be, let's say, Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman, then you could have some of your 3 favorite characters to come and fight with you for a bit, as opposed to creating a whole new system that nobody asked for, where you can only get one of them at a time.
Yep.
I don't know.
Like, I would love to have them just as what's called backup skins instead, to be honest.
Absolutely. But now that we have the allies, it'll never happen. Like, we'll never have it as a backup skin or a henchman skin.
It would be cooler.
It would have been.
I would have rather them to actually walk around and fight people for me, rather than just stand in one spot and just look at the allies and target them and do one move and go away.
Sure.
You know, that's just, to me, that's lame. I'd rather them walk around and punch things, you know?
But it comes down to, I think we were talking about yesterday, someone was calling it the monkey's paw. Basically, whenever we ask for something, they give us something that's not at all what we asked for. And the allies is a perfect example of that.
Well, see, we've been wanting to have our favorite heroes on, work beside us, but just not in this way at all. We want them as, we just wanted them as henchmen or backup, whatever. That's what we wanted, and instead they just made them literally a statue to stand still.
Yeah, of all the thing we're asking for, they give us the thing that's the least what we wanted.
Oh well. See, what would have been cool, in my opinion, is that maybe when you summon them, they do their move, and then afterwards they start walking around. I think that would have been cooler.
Too late at this point.
Because then they still do their normal thing to do, but then they can still walk around and throw a couple punches for, like, another 20 seconds or something, you know?
And I did a poll with the allies. Oh, let's take a quick look.
I'm intelligent, fast.
I'll wait a bit.
Brainiac always has.
Ask people if they were using the allies, and there seems to be roughly 50% of the people who actually do use the allies.
I use them.
Yeah, but you're like, notice today, who uses it besides me and you? I don't think I've seen a lot of allies being summoned. And it's very often like that. In most missions, I don't see other people summon allies.
Yeah, because I summon them just because, that actually does damage.
Sure.
Doesn't do a significant amount of damage if you don't upgrade them, but if you upgrade them, they actually do quite a bit of damage.
Did you upgrade him to rank 10 yet, or?
No, not yet. Not this one. I'm waiting to save all my stuff for Batman.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I knew they were gonna make it a character that I liked eventually. I knew. You know, it was just a matter of waiting.
Yeah, but you have to wonder, like, will they ever make Superman, the classic one?
Oh no.
Will they ever make
definitely
Batman?
not. Definitely not. They'll make an alternate version of him, but they won't make him. I guarantee you that right now they will not make Wonder Woman like Diana as like the classic Wonder Woman or the new 52 or whatever. They won't make anything that's like that. They will only make things like Flashpoint, Nubia, and like Bombshell and stuff. They won't make anything that's actually what we know and love.
So imagine someone who wants a Superman and waits and waits and waits and never gets Superman, or even worse, imagine if they do release Superman, but they release it with lame powers, lame abilities. How bad would that be?
Like you know the capsule we got there with the Superman gear. We'll probably get that the Superman with that style. We'll probably get maybe a Superman of like I don't know, maybe like a Kingdom Come Superman or something. But we will not get Superman, you know, the one we know.
Yeah, you're probably right, sadly. Although I would like Kingdom Come Superman, but yeah.
Yeah.
As long as they don't give us a Flashpoint Superman, that one no.
You don't want skinny Superman?
I don't want skinny Superman.
Okay. Now, one character I can definitely see them doing though is because he's not in a. I mean, he is an original character, but I mean, because he's not one of the most one of the best-selling characters. Is I can see them doing Martian Manhunter or something. You know, I can see them doing Aquaman, but I can't see them doing the top three: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I can't see them doing it. You know, I just can't. Hell, I can even see them doing. It's weird. I can't see them doing the top three heroes, but I can actually see them doing the top three villains though. If that makes any sense. I don't know why. It's just like I feel like the sales of the villains probably wouldn't be as great as the heroes because they don't have to spend as much money on the rights for them.
Could be, but they don't seem to be. Like, how many villains do we have right now? We have Zoom, and we're gonna have Batman Who Laughs. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of villains.
I think we might get the metal characters eventually, like all of them eventually. Well, I think that if we're gonna get another metal character, I think it'll be Red Death. That just seems to be the second most popular version of the metal Batman.
Yeah, I suppose. But my point is, there's a lot more hero players, so they're probably going to focus a lot more on heroes, hoping that more players will use them.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, one thing I really want, though, personally, is I want to see a Jay Garrick. He is one of my favorites out there.
Well, that was one of the surprise, I guess, getting Flash as an ally early on. I have to admit, I would not have expected that.
Or one other thing too I'd like to see would be what's his name there? The lanterns there, Kilowog and Kilo and Atrocitus, and like some of the bigger characters would be pretty cool.
Sure. But how many allies can they realistically release? Like,
maybe 60?
No, but I mean, you can't upgrade them. You can't upgrade them all. So
that's true.
So like, how many allies
what they'll do is I think they'll release about 60 and then they'll stop.
Yeah, but I mean, how many allies will you realistically use? Like, you'll use an upgrade. Like, you're probably going to upgrade 3, maybe 4 allies. And that's it. Unless they release a really good ally, you'll probably skip a lot of allies. Once you've upgraded your allies, you'll probably skip a whole bunch of allies afterwards. Who's gonna be? I don't think there's that many crazy people who will upgrade every single allies.
Collection. On to
you will.
Actual collection.
Well, I'm sure there are a few who upgrade like all the artifacts, but most people upgrade a few artifacts that they use, and that's it. And I assume the same might be true with the allies.
Yeah, I don't, honestly, the way it's gonna work with me is because there's always going to be new allies coming out. At this point, I don't really care for their abilities. I'm just going to go for the characters I like.
Sure.
There's always going to be something new and better, so there's no point of actually saving everything for something just to be useless later on because there's something better, you know?
So until they release Jay Garrick, no more allies for you.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Unless they make a new version of Batman or something. Jay Garrick or Batman, I don't really care. As long as it's one of those ones, I'm happy.
Oh, Google is saying they should give us the ability to transform into more builds. Use the diagonal D-pad buttons. Yeah, I guess what you mean. Like here we have options for 4 builds. Yeah, they probably could have add a few more builds. Personally, I would prefer to have more builds, but that doesn't seem to be an option right now. And obviously on PC they could have all the builds.
Oh yeah, I want to. What's called more armories. Like I don't know why they limit us to 16 or something like that.
All I can think of is an engine issue. It's probably somehow taxing.
Like, how could you not want more money? You know?
Yeah.
Because most people that get armories, they spend money on that. Most people.
Sure. Well, I guess it's a matter of how many people actually purchase armories. Maybe there's not enough people to make it worth their while, so they don't care about that. I don't know.
Because I need at least another 2 armory slots on my Batman.
I need at least 10 more.
Talk about a split personality.
Because there's 2 more styles I want to make, but I don't have enough space, and I'm not deleting any more spaces, so...
Yeah, I could use more armories myself. I did ask that on the forums at some point, but some people called me crazy for wanting that, so...
Oh, unfortunately, it's because either A, they're free to play, or B, they don't care about making styles, or the other option is they don't have the money for it. You know.
Sure.
That's the reason why, because they don't have one of those 3 things. If you're someone that has one of those 3 things, then you're gonna care for it. You know, you're gonna want it. I mean, even if you don't have much money, you probably still have membership and you can buy armories, you know?
Yeah, but the argument is the 500 loyalty points you get a month, people want to use that for replay badges or more useful stuff than armories. So if you point out that they could purchase the armories without spending extra cash with their loyalty points, the argument usually is that they already have something else they want to buy with their loyalty points, so they don't want to use it for armories.
Oh, that's their own problem.
Brainiac has
It's their own problem.
Yep. But I have to admit, I was very happy the day they gave us armories, and I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't go back to switching gear by hand.
I'm happy. I like armories.
Like even now, I barely. It's very rare that I'll go back in my inventory and switch something by hand. If I cannot switch it with my armory, very often I just don't use it.
Yes, same here.
Because I still remember the days where you had to switch your PV gear for PvP gear manually every single time, and holy crap, was it a pain in the butt?
I remember that. Hell, even if you don't have, if you're a free-to-play player, you still have to do that because you don't have other armories.
Yeah.
I feel like they should just give everyone 1 free extra armory.
Nah, that's the idea is to make people spend at least for 1 armory. And if you're a free-to-play player, if you cannot spend just $5 for 1 armory, I don't know what to tell you.
Brainiac always has backups.
And spending $5 would also bring you to premium level, so it's a win-win scenario. So you pay $5, you get your armory, you become premium, gain access to all your cash. If people cannot just do that, I don't know what to say.
Well, there are some other foreign countries too, though, that the prices are super jacked up for them.
Well,
So
I'm in one of those countries. Here it's roughly 30% higher than what you guys, what people pay in the States.
Well, no, I mean like there's some other countries though, like it's really bad.
Well, if you live in a country where you can barely feed yourself, you have bigger issues than not being able to purchase armories and DCUO.
Yeah.
So I understand that, but that I don't really see that as an argument. Like if really you live in a country where the economic situation is that bad, you have bigger issues than playing games.
Perfection breeds multitudes.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to raise our. Oh, okay.
Sometimes the currency too is, like I said, is well, like you were saying, is completely different too, right?
Yes.
For us, let's just say, what's an armory here for us cost? I don't remember.
That's $6.
Okay.
I think,
So
yeah, the regular price
here.
is $6.
Okay, so let's just say it's $6 for us. That's not much for us, right? But another country, it could be almost $15 for them. You know? Which
Yeah, but then again,
overpriced.
If you live in one of those countries, playing a game probably isn't one of your main concern.
Yeah.
Because you need a PlayStation, you need a TV, you need electricity. So if you live in a country where you can barely make like $1 a day, playing these, probably not a concern.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flash Rebirth is saying this is long. Yeah, this is usually one of those long missions. There's three different stages for Brainiac. Our friend Google is saying the armories are a game changer. Oh yeah, the day they added armories, you could hear a sigh of relief across the world. I guarantee it. I know I was very happy about that.
Something that should have been in the game at the start.
Oh yeah. But there's other games that have systems not unlike the armories, but that don't work quite as good. So if we had to wait a bit to get a better system, I'm okay with that. Isaac is saying, yeah, I have only one armory from my 348 tank, no issue. Then I'm happy for you. The armories were a pain in the butt because if you wanted, way back when, if you wanted to switch from, let's say, DPS to controller, you had to do it manually. If you wanted to be able to switch from PvP to PvE, again, you had to do it manually. So if you played a lot of PvP like I did, I had to switch, and very often also in the open world, sometimes people would jump you. So if you still had your PvE gear in the PvP open world, wasn't a good idea.
We three need to combine our speed force and fix.
So depending on what, if you play a lot of PvP, PvE, and switch back and forth, yeah, the armories are needed. But if you don't do that, yeah, I could see that you don't really need more armories.
Here. Well, are we ready to do this?
I've got some new stuff.
Ready. And together.
We just have to trust that it worked. The Speed Force is setting things right in its own time and own way.
Okay.
Thank you again. None of this would have been possible without you.
Almost 140. Perfect. Almost got my artifact to 140, so a little bit more XP.
Oh, and did you see the new system for the mods?
No. Is it significantly greater?
It's going to be you're gonna have to craft your mods, but it's going to be quite different than the Flashpoint mods. So hopefully it'll be a bit better, but we're gonna have to try it out.
I almost never used it. I almost never used the mods because they just seemed stupidly long and complicated before.
Yeah, the Flashpoint ones. I barely have like the 4 vits, and the other ones I have maybe 1 or 2 mods for the other stats. So yeah, it was complicated is one word I guess to describe it.
Alright, let me see. Can I... actually curious now. Hold on. I wonder if it'll allow me to actually buy another armory, even though I have max armories.
Nah, well, try, but odds are you can't.
I'm gonna see right now.
Actually, no, you probably can buy more, but you won't be able to use it. You'll have to give it to some of your alts.
It says I can buy it.
Yeah, but you're still limited to 16, so it doesn't really help.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I'm on my Ghost Rider, that's why. That's right, I have 14, not 16.
Have a fine day.
Damn it. Try my Batman later. I think I'm gonna save it. I can see my loyalty points.
You're gonna try to see if you can consume it with your Flashpoint Batman?
Yeah.
If you can, let us know, but I'm pretty sure you can't. Oh, we're going to lose Black God. So I guess if someone else wants to join, if Black God leaves, we'll have room for one more.
Ugh.
So we'll wait for someone else to send us a tell, and we'll invite you to the group. Yeah, Isaac, if you only play PvE, it's much easier to just use the one armory. But if you have to switch from PvE to PvP, and again, if you want to be able to switch from tank to DPS, yeah, having more armories is a good thing. Just in case people want to wonder, sometimes people will ask. We're in phase 4. So if you want to come by and see us, send us a tell, and we'll invite you to group. We'll wait a few more minutes. If we don't get a tell, we'll just go with the people we have. Yeah, sorry. Pretty sure I mentioned 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, I guess if you didn't notice, time
Yeah, I
zone
think
is
you
a
put it
thing.
in there. Yeah. Honestly, I didn't even know what the what's it called the difference between Eastern and Pacific until like 6 years ago. So some people just don't know it, what they are.
Nah, they don't teach anything in school anymore.
They don't. It's true.
And already way back in my day, it was bad, and from what I understand, it's not better these days.
A lot of the stuff I just have to learn on my own.
Exactly. Yes, that is true.
Oh, that's a good Wonder Woman. Holy crap, that's a good Wonder Woman.
Flash Rebirth wants to people to ask to say if they like his Flash. EDG Max is saying, did you see Barry in the Reverse Flash suit? I did not. I haven't watched the Flash just yet. I watched a couple of clips on YouTube, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I'm
So
not a
at
fan
Google,
of the
if you have to
Flash
go to
anymore.
work,
Well, I like the Flash, just not the show. The show is so bad now.
sure. I guess let's let's wait no more. We have a lot of missions to play, so holy lag.
See, at this point, the CW's messed up so bad with their shows that I'm never going back to any of their shows. They completely ruined it for me.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like I look at every show the same now. Like I can't get the image of the terrible CGI and the terrible acting and the terrible writing out of my head. You know, it's just there.
You have to accept the Ghost Rider.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Unless
god.
you're doing something.
Up. There you go. Just give me about 10 minutes. I'll queue up, obviously. But I'll be right back. Well, not even 10 minutes, like 5 minutes. I just gotta go to the washroom and do a couple things. I'll queue us up though.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was gonna say you probably will have time, but I guess not.
That was weird. It just made me queue twice.
Yep.
I swear to God, there's some people out there that queue up for things just to ruin the queue, and then they leave. Just
Nah,
so people have to reset.
what they do is that if something comes up, like because of the new system, you queue for like a whole bunch of stuff of different stuff, and if there's a mission they don't like that pops up, they just leave and try again. Basically, it's their way to be able to try to get the mission they want, but through the omnibus option. So
Okay, so I'll be right back. Just give me 5 minutes.
Sure.
Grandpa! I mean, Flash! So crashed to see you and your friends.
Instantly, this doesn't look 1,000 years in the future. Next, what happened to everyone else? I still see
Spencer is asking any new reveal news you guys speak about outside of December 9th. December 9th is pretty much the latest the latest news we have.
Help us fix the Flashpoint paradox. I guess I'll keep working on this connection issue.
The voices are uneven. Sometimes they're pretty darn good. Sometimes not so much. I guess it depends on who they decide to use. I'm not sure who does the casting for DCUO, but yeah, it's pretty uneven. As for new reveal news, we're gonna have the new episode next Thursday on December 9th. The styles we will get will be some 6-dimension Warden and the Manhunter. It's the Rebirth Manhunter costume, if I recall correctly. The Rebirth or the New 52 Manhunter costume. I forget which one. And sadly, there's going to be only one raid, but it's supposed to be a bigger raid to make up for that. I'm not sure why they decided to do that. Why give us one huge raid as opposed to two smaller ones? I'm sure there's a reason somewhere. I just can't tell you what it is. This is the I forget if it's the Flash from the future or the I forget the name of the raid. Favorite style accessory? I'm not sure. I haven't gone on test in a while, so if they added stuff, I'm not sure about. I know that they added some stuff to the Christmas seasonal. Like at first, they added the Christmas seasonal to the test the test server, and there wasn't that many styles, but they seem to have added a few more styles. I've had Tech Ninja forever, so I'm not sure. It used to be fairly easy to get. If it's become more difficult, I'm not sure. Yeah, sorry if you can't get the legs.
Oh no! Look, it's Gorilla Grodd. Shouldn't we?
We'll do another raid after. After we'll try to play the Save the Universe missions. So DC Superman, if you want to join us for that after, we should have one spot afterwards.
Incredible and unsaleable power as I annihilate Central City.
Not today, Grodd.
Eradication platform activated.
Oh well. Speaking of Future Flash, is the whole outfit available or only the emblem? I should be able to get. I assume you mean the Speed Force style. You should be able to get it in the anniversary event. Oh. Sorry guys, not paying too much attention to the chat. Oh, the Future Flash. Yeah, I understand. No, it's only the headpiece. Although if you match it with the Speed Force Spectrum style, it kind of works well enough with that style. But then, yeah, you only have the Future Flash headpiece.
I've returned.
Sadly, someone started the fight, so you're probably going to be locked out.
That's okay.
Personally, I love to play a controller. Our friend Ghouls is asking, is controller fun to play? Personally, I love controller, but a lot of people, I wouldn't recommend it for a lot of people.
Let me put it this way: if you're a veteran, play it. If you're not, if you're new, don't play it.
Yeah, I guess. Ideally, especially if you want to play solo a bit, tank and fire tank would probably be a better option.
Yeah. That's what I do a lot. Is a lot of the time I'm playing solo. So and you can't die when you're playing solo content with the fire tank. You just can't.
But also there's things like Bounties sometimes when you need a full group that you can actually play solo as a tank, as a fire tank. Yep. Or sometimes even if you don't really necessarily play solo, like you can start the fight solo. Let's say Doomsday. You go fight Doomsday, no one else is there. You start the fight with Doomsday, and as you fight Doomsday, people will see you fight Doomsday, they'll join you in the fight. So you may start the fight solo, and as people see that you already started the fight, they might join in. But you can only do that if you play with a tank.
Yep. Well, there's been so many times I'm fighting Doomsday on my own for the entire time, and people won't join in until I get the Doomsday down to half health, you know?
Yeah.
So that's one thing you can't really do with anything else out there, you know? It's fire tank is pretty good. Mind you, it takes a while. So you don't do much damage, but you can't die though. So just the way I have it built right now is that he has a high amount of health and a lot of restoration. You know, that's my build. I don't have it built into might and precision and power or anything. Just restoration and health. He's just there to be a giant distraction and just not die. That's it. I don't know, I mean, I'm sure you can make a fire tank actually do a lot of damage. I'm sure if you expect your character to be different, you know, but I prefer just being unkillable.
Yeah, personally I prefer survivability because you can't do any damage when you're dead. So if you can stay alive, that's more important than doing a bit of extra damage.
Yep.
Hey, le rêveur! Bonjour, monsieur.
I had a question, because apparently, one of my friends was telling me, you've been on a test server already, right?
Yes.
Is there a vendor that sells materials now? Like rare materials?
I don't know. If there's one, I haven't noticed.
Okay.
Honestly, all I can think of is you probably meant the booster bundle, the booster vendor.
Because apparently, there's a vendor that might sell the comic material or something like that, and I'm not sure. Apparently, that's just what someone told me.
Well, it could be on test, because at some point on test you could purchase like the materials from survival mode and stuff like that. So it could be, yeah, maybe they did add a vendor where you could have some of the rare materials or some of the time capsule materials, maybe. But I would have to look it up. Because technically we have booster gold for that.
Because if that's the case, then I'm gonna I'll just wait and just buy the material from the vendor rather than just buying it from people.
Yeah, but if let's say there's such a vendor on the test server, it could be only for the test server. It could be something they'll never add to the live server. Like we have a few vendors on the test server that you'll never see on the live server. So if they do have such a vendor to sell that kind of material, I wouldn't be surprised if it's only maybe just to test out the material, or maybe so that people can preview the material, because we cannot preview materials on vendors. Like right now, the only way to preview materials is to go check on YouTube, and there was a thread about that just earlier this week.
Yep. Because if there's any material out there that I want, it's the comic material. That's the only thing I want.
Yeah, but it might be there only so that people can preview it. I strongly doubt they would add a vendor we can buy it.
I don't know why the material never existed before. Like, that material seems like so logical to put in the game.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, comic book material for a comic book game. Makes sense.
Yeah, but you would think a Superman emblem in a Superman game would make sense, and somehow that's almost it's like asking for lead to be turned into gold. So sometimes things that would make sense, or that seems like it would make sense, not really.
Just as I predicted.
Wait, where did Top go?
I guess we beat him up. I think we went straight for Top, and you went for Killer Frost or something like that.
Okay.
Oh, our friend Flash Rebirth wants an Infinite Crisis DLC.
That would be pretty interesting, but the timing for it is terrible. They should have done it a couple years ago when it was a big hype. But, I mean, they can still do it, but it's just the timing isn't as good anymore.
Cool is asking, what do you spend my Flashpoint tokens on if I'm level 343? Yeah, Cameron pretty much hit the nail on the head. Get it from purchase styles at this point. Styles, or if you did not upgrade the Brainiac back piece just yet, you could purchase the items you need to upgrade the Brainiac back piece.
At this point, I don't even care for OP stuff anymore.
That's because you're already OP.
That's true.
So you're gonna retire your Flashpoint Batman?
Nope, I'm bringing him back once I get the material.
Oh, okay.
And, well, I gotta get the Absolute Zero belt for one of my styles for him.
Sure.
I gotta get the material. And I'm gonna get the Batman Who Laughs ally, and then I might use him again.
And now you can redeem your allies on every single characters in your account.
That too. However, I plan on getting them the legit way, so I can't actually redeem them. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna get them from the vendor. I'm not gonna spend any more money on allies.
Don't you want to encourage them?
Encourage who? I already bought Flashpoint Batman, I'm not buying anymore.
That's fair enough. And still, you're gonna have to pay anyway to upgrade him, so...
I'm not even doing that. I'm just gonna use the free stuff from the daily login. That's it.
Holy crap, so by 2025, you'll have upgraded your Flashpoint Batman?
Yep. Good enough for me. Well, you can always buy stuff too with your source marks, so...
Well, we did get a whole bunch of stuff for the allies in the time capsule, in the last time capsule, so that will probably help a bit.
Right?
Kid,
Yeah.
maybe you should sit this one out.
Maybe.
But if you don't spend any cash to upgrade your allies, holy
Just
crap,
try
it
not
takes
to get
forever.
hurt. Rogues meet and greet.
Yeah, I'll try to get all the guys together at once, so we don't have to fight them one at a time. Perfect. Who's your favorite rogue?
Probably Mirror Master.
Yeah.
Either him or Boomerang.
My favorite would either be Captain Cold or Mirror Master. Okay. I'm not a fan of Heatwave. Okay, I've never been a fan of Heatwave, but there's one version of Heatwave that I actually find really funny. And that's the Legends of Tomorrow one. I actually like that one. He's just so dark and funny. It's great. The only thing I like. Other than that, I don't really like the character. I find they made his voice really annoying in this game, to be honest.
Yeah, I
In the,
suppose.
in the Flashpoint DLC, I find they made him annoying.
Well, again, you have to wonder if did they hire actual actors? Did they just take one of the production guys and say, "Hey, do you want to do a voice?" and had him do the voice? I know some of the voices way back when were done by Spittle, like Tombot, I think is made by Spittle, which worked well enough. But if they do that with...
I was just gonna say, I think it'd be a good voice actor to bring back on this on set would be Mark Hamill. He can do so many voices.
Too expensive. There's a reason why they barely use Joker, and I guarantee you that's one of the reasons.
Yeah. See, Mark Hamill over the years has gotten... He's a nice guy, okay? He's a genuinely nice guy, but over the years, though, you can tell he's gotten tired with acting and voice acting, that he just doesn't... He won't do it unless the money is really good.
Yeah, I suppose.
So... Nice guy and everything, but you can tell he's lost interest in voice acting. He'd rather do something live.
Well, it might be a bit disillusioned, especially after the whole Star Wars fiasco. That probably left him a bit disillusioned about the whole acting thing. So he probably I wouldn't blame him for being in a place where he said that screw that. If they don't pay me, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. He's still making bank because his name's everywhere, you know. But I can tell though he's not there.
Yeah, but imagine how it must have been insulting in The Force Awakens. He gets first billing. They do a lot of hype around him, and he appears 30 seconds at the end of the movie and doesn't have a single line. I would have been very insulted by that.
Yeah. Mark Hamill will always be one of my favorites. I love Mark Hamill. You know what's funny though is that he plays a trickster so often in live action 1990s and even in the CW.
Yes.
Yet, he does the voice of the Joker in the TV shows, like the cartoons and stuff. But he's never actually done a live action version of Joker. I actually want to see that so bad. Considering that he's already done the Trickster, which is very similar already, you would think that he would do a live action Joker and someone would actually ask him to do Joker for live action in the movie.
Nah, that'll never happen.
Like, he'd be so perfect for it.
Yeah, but it'll never happen. The only way I could see that happening would be like in Crisis on Infinite Earth, where you had all those small cameos at the start, showing like some characters from the various Earths. I could see that happen for like a small cameo like that, but I couldn't see that happening as an actual.
Maybe not now because he's older, but when he was younger, that would have been so perfect for him.
Not even then. Look at the latest Jokers they've cast, like Jared Leto. That alone tells you that would never happen.
Oh no, maybe not today, but I think he still would. Say if they did. Don't get me wrong, okay? I like what's it called? Some of the older Jokers and everything. But some of them, let's just say, for example, they didn't do cast. What's the one there? Let's just say instead of Heath Ledger, okay? Instead of him picking someone dark, they decided to go back with the classic Joker and make him very comic-y and funny and stuff like that instead of being so dark.
Well, see,
I think he would have been cool.
That's your first mistake. They'll never go back to the classic Joker. It won't happen.
Oh, I know. But if they wanted to go a different direction, they could have easily put him in there.
Nah, they'll go darker and darker. Like, look at the next Batman movie. It's gonna be the darkest Batman movie ever, supposedly. So
emo.
Yeah.
Most emo Batman movie ever.
that too. But they'll never go back to a classic light-hearted version of the character, or a classic funny version. Not necessarily. It doesn't have to be light-hearted, because the classic Joker wasn't really light-hearted. Like I remember this storyline where he kills like a half a dozen people before Batman can stop him. So, but they'll never go back to that. They're focused on trying to do grimdark, and
I don't know why, but one thing I've noticed is that every time they make a new character or remake a character in the last little while, they either try to make them like a really youthful kid, a young kid, like that's way underage for them to be even possibly the character that they're portraying, or they make them super emo and too dark that it's not even the character they're playing either.
Well, they seem to think that's what the younger audience want, so that's what they're aiming for.
Like in Gotham, for example, how they made him Batman way too early. Like, come on, Batman is not a little child. Andrew Garfield, there's Spider-Man there. They made him basically just an emo kid. He's not an emo kid. The new Batman that's coming out, again, you can already tell without even watching the movie, he's a freaking emo kid.
Yeah, but they've been obsessing about the Twilight crowd. They seem to think that there's a huge crowd of Twilight fans that they could somehow attract to their products. And it's not just with the movies; they're doing that with the comics as well. So somehow they've put it in their heads that there's a huge Twilight crowd that they could profit from, and that's what they're aiming for.
Now, here's another thing too. Don't get me wrong. Not that I hate Tom Holland, but when he first started out as Spider-Man, I find he was still just a little too young to be Spider-Man. Just a little bit. I think what they should have done, in my opinion, like I said, nothing against Tom Holland, but I think they should have found an actor that was maybe another 2 years older, in my opinion.
Well, he's gonna get there.
He was gonna get there, but like I said, nothing against him. It's just he was, like, physically, like the way he looked was way too young.
Well, they wanted a young Spider-Man, so for them that was perfect. Let's.
Now he's fine. In the latest movies, he's a little older looking. But when he first started though, Spider-Man, he was just too young, in my opinion. Too young.
JD's asking, how do you turn into animal if you have nature powers? It's your supercharges. If you have nature, look at your supercharges, and you'll see there's various supercharges that will turn you into animals. There's one that turns you into a gorilla, one that turns you into a dog. So your supercharges allows you to do that. And Isaac is asking, are you a DCUO dev? Because you know about this game. No, I'm not a dev. People often ask that, or people often think that I'm a dev, and they'll ask me stuff. I'm not a dev. I'm just a guy who plays DCUO and who made way too many videos about the game.
Prisoner in a nightmare.
To prevent your escape attempts, but I have contingencies.
Hey, it's over.
Panda is asking, what power is that? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Of course I
Oh,
love
your
you.
power.
Who
Oh,
couldn't?
my power is quantum.
I'm sorry you ever thought anything else.
This is quantum power with quantum tunneling. I love quantum tunneling. And whenever I play another power than quantum, sometimes I'll try to use to teleport during the fight because I'm so used to it by now. And I always regret not being a quantum when that happens. Ah, you're welcome, Jade.
What do you think of the new Martian Manhunter character model?
It's fine. It seems to be less muscular than the previous one, I guess. So, and they seem to be trying to tone down their characters for quite some time.
Well,
That's the only
I mean,
complaint
he's
I
a little
get.
more alien looking, in my opinion. You know, he actually fits the Martian profile. You know, that's the way I look at it.
So we had the what was her name? So we have one room in the group. If someone wants to come and join us, send me a tell, or I guess we'll try the unstoppable Roger Speedster.
Yeah, I think the new Martian Manhunter model actually looks pretty good. I mean,
Oh, there's Constellar Girl.
I wonder though, cause they have the Martian Manhunter over here, right? They have the old models. So now, if that's the case, how are they gonna explain why he looks different?
Oh, they won't explain it. Ah, I invited Roger instead of.
Wait, did I face on the wrong person? Yes, I did. Oops. Yeah, because that's gonna be weird. Because then that means if they updated the new character model for Martian Manhunter, then that means the physical attributes, genetics for the Martians in the, I guess, in another universe, must be different. Because, yeah, now we have an updated model that has a completely different outer features, and we have old models to look at in this House of Legends. So it's gonna be weird.
But they don't want to explain it. They'll just they'll change it and that's it.
Well, maybe they could just say it's this shape-shifting thing that he has. Maybe, I don't know.
Jade is asking, have you seen Justice League TV series? I assume you mean the animated series. Yeah, I loved it. The first season, I was on the fence. They were trying way too hard to be like the Super Friends, even though they were claiming they were trying not to be like the Super Friends. But they clearly were trying to cater, I guess, to a younger audience. One of the issues they had with those series is that somehow with series like the Batman, Superman, Batman Beyond, they were attracting an older audience to what they really wanted. And you could tell with Justice League they were trying to aim at a younger audience, and it was a mixed bag. But with season two, then they made a whole bunch of adjustments, and with season two, the series was awesome, and it was awesome until the end. Ron Wave is asking, are you excited about the new Marvel MMO? We'll have to. Before I get excited, I'll need a lot more information than what we have. We really don't know enough at this point.
This is Batman. Oracle's told
Well, if it's built off the foundation of this game, and but it takes basically to different parts of Marvel's Ultimate Alliance and Marvel's Heroes, and they actually show that in the gameplay, then I'll be happy. You know, I'll have to see it first, like you said too. But if it looks promising and it looks like that, then I might, then I'll be excited. Then at this point, I'm more excited, excited just to find out what it's about than actually playing it. You know.
Just at this point, I remember the announcement we got for Marvel Heroes. I remember the announcement we got for Marvel Avengers, and nah, we really don't have enough information. I would love to be excited, but I can't at this point. Until we know more, I'll just wait and see.
I'm just excited just to find out more. I'm not excited to play it or anything, because obviously there's nothing to be excited about. But I'm just excited just to know more about it. I really hope it's what I'm speculating. I'm really hoping.
I would hope too, but I don't expect that to be. It would make too much sense, and sadly, for the past few years now, usually they do. If something makes too much sense, you can be sure they won't do it.
I wonder though, if they were to do open world though, what cities would they do?
Well, they would have to do New York City.
Yeah, I was thinking New York City too, but they can't just do only New York City though. Unless it was actually scaled pretty big, it wouldn't be enough. So I think they would have to do something more than just New York City.
They could do more than one city. They could do New York, they could do and like right now we have Washington DC that's just being added to DCUO, but it's not really Washington DC.
It's more like the park and the Washington property. The White House property, pretty much.
So they could do something similar. They could do like other cities than New York cities, and of course they could do things like the X-Men Mansion.
Oh yeah. They can do Stark Tower. They can do.
Well, the Stark Tower could be part of New York City, but yeah.
They can do Stark's mansion there. They can do
the Baxter Building.
So what's that called? Their strangest places, whatever it's called.
The Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff they could do, but at the end of the day, it depends what they're gonna do. Like I was playing Avengers recently, and the one thing the one thing I kept on missing was an open world. Like having an open world with just people chilling out. That's one of the things that's really missing with that game.
Yep. And another place they can do is Rikers Island too.
Sure.
They can even do San Francisco too, because there's so many other places in the Marvel universe. Like I said, Stark's mansion is in there, I'm pretty sure.
So there's a lot of stuff they could do. The only question is what will they do? And also, how much money are they willing to spend? Because it's nice to say they want to make an MMO, but if they want to make an MMO with a handful of quarters, we're going to end up with Marvel Heroes again. So if they want to do MMO on the cheap, there's not much we can expect from them at that point.
Yeah. See, the thing that gives me hope too is that it's a new game. They are able to use a new engine now. Before they were stuck to this engine.
No,
now they can make a new one.
Again, look at Marvel Heroes. they did not go for a new engine. They went all the way back to Diablo 1. Diablo 1 from 1998.
True.
So that
True.
we have too many examples showing how they could get it wrong. That's why I'm not excited. I want to see what they're gonna do first, and then if there's something to be excited about, yeah, I'll be excited. But
because that's the biggest downfall of DC right now, is that they refuse to remake this game on a new engine. That's the one of the biggest downfalls.
Nah, I don't want them to remake the game. I wouldn't want to. I've done that with Destiny. Destiny, I played Destiny 1. And they were promising that Destiny would last for 10 years, and they had a 10-year plan, and then 2 years later we had Destiny 2, and we had to restart again from scratch. I didn't like that. I'd worked hard.
Like either they can do a transfer thing though. They just transfer all your data over.
They didn't do that for Destiny 2, and I guarantee you, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't do that with DCUO 2 as well. So. If all they do is upgrade the engine and we can import our characters, okay, fine. Do all the changes you want. But if we have to restart from scratch, forget it. I'm not doing it. And I don't want them to do it.
I agree. But there is an instance though, because like if you look at a big game like Grand Theft Auto, okay, they've actually done that. Every time you a new version of the game comes out, they allow you to port your characters over to the old game. And everything with you, your garage and everything, your money, everything that you had. So if they can do the same thing with this game, is rebuild the game from the ground up and just take everything that you own on this version and transfer it over, then I'll be happy. That's what I want. New engine, new graphics, just new everything, but port everything over.
Google is mentioning all they're gonna do is add more skins with 10 different color variation. Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing with Marvel Avengers. Like you have the same skin but with 10 different colors. It's ridiculous.
That's dumb.
And Jade is saying, I read that DCUO is getting a graphic update in 2023. They're supposed to. They announced it for like at the earliest it might be the second quarter of 2022, but odds are 2023 is probably more realistic.
Here's the thing, okay? There's no such thing with a game that with games that basically are known to keep failing in like time over and over and over and over again. There's no such thing as getting anything early. You can only get things late. You know. That's just the way it is. There's no such thing as getting things on time or early. It's just late. It's always gonna be postponed, always. So it was never gonna be in 2022. It was gonna be in 2023. It was inevitable. If it was gonna be in 2022, it'd be at the very end. So that's one thing I've always done, is that if they give us a date, I always expect it to be late.
Sure.
Doesn't matter what game it is. Look at Fallout 76. They say something, I expect it to be late, because it's a big shit.
Come on, Fallout 76, that was a masterpiece.
It could have been a masterpiece.
It was. Come on, you're just a hater now.
It was a masterpiece if you consider, I don't know, all the glitches to be on purpose. Like, if all the glitches and stuff was on purpose and was meant to be bad, then yes, it's a masterpiece. But if it wasn't on purpose, then it was total crap.
I haven't played a Fallout game since, I was going to say Fallout 3, but it's not quite true, since Fallout New Vegas. And I remember when I saw Fallout 4, there were so many bugs that it scared me away. And at first I thought, okay, I'll wait 6 months for them to fix all the bugs, and then I'll give it a try. Turns out I never tried it out. And Fallout 76 was even worse. So I guess I'm
I love Fallout.
I love Fallout too, but after Fallout 4 and Fallout 76, I think I'm pretty much done with Fallout.
I just love basically games that give you lots of different quests and lots of different options and choices and different outcomes and everything. I love it, you know. And that's what Fallout brings, you know. Is you can either do the story or you can just wander off, and then a story will come to you, you know.
Yes.
And I love that. That's what I loved about Fallout. And it's unfortunately a lot of games they don't do that. just a linear freaking path, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of that.
DC Superman is saying they should have done a graphic update 5 years ago. Yeah, for that, there's nothing. The last graphic update really they did was when we got the PlayStation 4.
Yep.
So yeah, ideally they probably should have done one for PlayStation 5, but there was a whole bunch of issues.
You want to know a simple solution to graphics problem? Is do exactly what Borderlands did. Originally, it was supposed to be a realistic-looking graphical game, but instead, what all they did is they put a comic booky filter on top, and now because of that, the game is timeless. You will never know when the game is made because of the simple fact that graphics all are comic-based themed, that it'll never get old because of that filter. They could have just done that with this game from the start, and the game will never look old.
Maybe.
But
Personally, I love the graphics the way they are, so I wouldn't want them to do differently.
But that would have been the solution though, from the start. If they made it, if they were to put a comic filter over top of everything, the game would never look old ever.
But it never would have looked good either. So.
These stupid drones.
I think it would look fine. Because I'm not sure if you remember the Ultimate Spider-Man game. That right now was made on PS2, but you look at it now, you would swear it wasn't on PS2 because it doesn't look old at all. This is because of the comic theme on top of it. The graphics actually look pretty modern.
I still prefer the graphics we have. I love the graphics of DCUO. Personally, I don't really care if people see it as older graphics. I love those graphics.
Oh, I do too. Personally, I don't care for graphical updates like that. But for the people though that do, the comic thing would have been a good option for them.
And Jade is asking thoughts on Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. We don't really know a lot of. We don't really know a lot right now.
Turn all keys in sequence.
Look out! More brainiacs incoming!
So it's kind of hard to tell.
Disable the computer behind me.
We've got a whole bunch of trailers, and I couldn't tell you what the story will be. But the hype around the trailer is pretty much more around the fact that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire should be included, and we got Dr. Octopus. His name escapes me right now. Alfred Molina. We got Tommy. We got Jamie Foxx that's coming back as Electro. Although it seems to be a different version of Electro than the one we saw. So, what about you, Mr. Ghost Rider? What do you think of the new trailer?
Wait, there's a new one? Or was it the one?
The newest one we have is like a 30-second TV spot or something.
Is that the one that they showed Sandman coming in the background and everything?
Oh, I'm not aware of that one. So there's probably then a new trailer I haven't seen yet.
Okay. Well, yeah, it looks like there's like Sandman in the background or something like that.
But from what I understand, there's going to be Dr. Octopus, Electro, Green Goblin with Willem Dafoe. Sandman and the Lizard. They seem to be setting the stage for Sinister 6.
They're gonna kill him off. I can guarantee you that right now. Is that you know what? This is my plot idea. This is what I think is gonna happen. Okay. Everyone's gonna find out who Spider-Man is. Okay. He's gonna what's it called? Go to Doctor Strange and say, "Can you help me make everyone forget?" Okay. He's gonna do that. By doing that, it releases all the Sinister 6 characters across the multiverse. And then by doing that, it also brings in the other Spider-Mans as well. And then there's gonna be some type of prophecy where it's like for them to go away, and for everyone to forget who you are, you have to kill them. And then he's gonna be like, "Oh, I don't want to kill him," and then he's gonna find out that it's not not him that has to kill him. It has to be a Spider-Man, not the Spider-Man, which is him. And the other Spider-Man's gonna have to kill him. That's my plot idea. I think that's what I think is gonna happen.
We'll see.
Because let's be honest, are they really gonna have Tom Holland have to kill them, or are they gonna choose someone else to kill them?
security is compromised.
I think it's going to be either Andrew Garfield or Tobey Maguire is going to have to kill them.
But there's a bit or two that kind of bothered me. Like when they first see Dr. Octopus and they ask him his name or something, and then he says Odo Octavius, and then they start laughing and no, really, what's your real name? I wasn't too crazy about that. They did a similar gag with Doctor Strange in Infinity War, and that one was fine. But seeing them double down on that kind of gag. There's enough people trying to ridicule comic books and comic book movies. They don't need to do it themselves.
Holy crap, we just took all that health down already? Holy frig. Yeah, I honestly think that the plot's gonna be super predictable, to be honest, in this movie. It's just, I don't know. Just everything that they've shown already, and from the interviews and all that stuff, it's just, it seems like everything is already out there on the table.
Oh, plot twist. Google is saying all 3 Spider-Man will be played by Tom Holland.
Tobey Maguire will always be my favorite, though. If they just kill him off, I'm gonna be pissed off. I'm actually gonna be pissed off at Marvel if they kill Tobey.
Yeah, in the current climate, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
They can kill Andrew Garfield, I don't care about that. But Tobey, no, he does not die.
Nah, sadly, too often, all they care about is to ridicule or to destroy older character. I wouldn't be surprised if they kill Tobey Maguire. I don't want them to do it, but if they do it, I won't be surprised.
They do that, and I'm no longer a Marvel fan. As simple as that. No, I mean, no. I'll be a fan still, but I won't forgive them. It's just something you don't do.
Sadly, they keep on doing it.
Don't get me wrong, okay? I don't mind Tom Holland. I don't mind Andrew Garfield, but I don't care for them, you know? It's just, no. It's not that they're terrible in my opinion, it's just I don't care. Toby will always be my favorite.
Cameron Cole is saying there's a theory they went into the Much universe just before they were going to die in their movie. I'm not sure I get what he's saying. Oh, Superman is saying I'm a DC. There's a theory they were into the MCU before they were going to die in their movies. Read that people are trying to boycott Hawkeye. I don't think people are boycotting Hawkeye. I think they're just not watching it.
Wait, there's a show of Hawkeye? Yeah. Oh.
Well,
yeah, not interested.
Already, the people that did watch it, like a lot of complaining that it was a bait and switch. It's not really a Hawkeye show. It's more a Kate Bishop show. You could tell that from the trailers, so I'm not sure why they're really surprised. Personally, I had no intention to watch Hawkeye based on the trailers.
Never been a big fan of the characters, so.
Well, the MCU version, yeah, sadly, that's one of the things that the Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes did so well. The portrayal of the character was was on point. Their version of Hawkeye, holy crap, that was Hawkeye. But sadly, the version we got with MCU, a generic spy with that. The only thing he has is that's not generic is that he shoots a bow. And even then, all they have in mind is to make fun of that. They keep on making fun of the fact that he's using a bow still.
I mean, if you're good with the bow, why not? You know, obviously, I mean, it's just like Deathstroke, okay? You expect him to use swords and guns. Why would he use his fists? You know? We all expect him to use that. Deadpool, we expect him to use swords and guns. Deadshot. We expect him to use sniper rifles and wrist blasters, whatever we call them. Why would he change it?
Oh, sometimes you run out of bullets.
No. He's never gonna run out of bullets. It's the way they make their characters, they never run out of ammunition. Impossible.
Maybe Deathstroke's sword ran out of bullets. You don't know.
Like, look at the first Avengers movie, okay? Just pay attention to Hawkeye when you watch it, if you ever rewatch it, okay? He probably, if you look at the quiver, he maybe has like maybe 20 arrows, and for like a good last hour of the, or not last hour, like the last like 30 minutes of the movie, he's clearly shot over like 50 or 60 arrows. How is he getting all those arrows?
Well, sometimes he picks them up from the target he already shot and use them again.
Like the ones that he shot like miles away.
Well, he's a fast runner. He runs, picks up his arrows, and come back.
The ones there that are also flying in the sky on ships and everything. Yeah, those ones there too.
Absolutely. He does that off screen. You don't see him do that, but he did it.
Okay. I always find that so funny.
But yeah, I wouldn't say people are boycotting Hawkeye, but from the trailers you could tell it was going to be the Kate Bishop show, and also it's another one of those shows where
so far, so good.
They're getting rid of the old guy and replacing him with a younger female version, and it's pretty much Kevin Feige's game plan at this point. He pretty much said as much that there's going to be more female superheroes in the Marvel universe now. And they're pretty much in the process of replacing all their male heroes with female versions. So Hawkeye is just the latest example of that.
I have not seen you for some time.
Brother Eye, don't call me your creator.
You know,
this is not my programming.
Have you watched the Titan show lately?
No, I've been meaning to watch the Titan show and never got around to it.
The visitor has unlocked.
I'd say the latest season is actually kind of worth it. It's actually not bad. I was kind of skeptical about it after they introduced Superboy, and a few seasons before. I forget which one it was. It may have been last season. I'm not sure. I was kind of skeptical because I didn't really like the Lex Luthor story there that they were doing. But this season I decided to give it a try. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. It's I mean, there's obviously quite a few different changes that they've made with comparing it to the comics and everything this season, but they're not bad changes though. For once, you know, I'm actually pretty impressed with what they've done.
I'll have to give it a try.
Yes, Creator. The OMAC virus is the perfect tool. The visitor has great plans for its use.
The only thing, because I was just gonna say, because you haven't seen it though, but I won't spoil it still.
No spoilers.
I was gonna say there's kind of like a relation to this episode, but.
As I assimilate your data here in the back.
Jade is saying, I got my wisdom teeth out yesterday. Pray for me.
We will control
our thoughts are with you. Although I never had issue with my wisdom teeth, so I can't relate.
Lucky. You know what? I'm gonna get hit by a laser. I feel like that's the machine without even your satellite to define what it is to be Brother Eye.
DC Superman says, I got Red and Hawk's autograph. Lucky you.
No time getting you to Michelle, Brother
Eye. What's the name of the very first live action Flash name that we? I'm trying to remember the one there with the old. No, not John Wesley Shipp. The one before him, like the with that really shiny, ugly suit there. I don't remember what his name was. He had a really ugly costume. That's all I remember. I remember. There's like a live action show of like Justice League heroes and everything, and he was in there.
Nah, I don't know his name, but yeah, I know which one you're talking. There was Booster Gold and the guy Gardner, and
Yeah.
the Fire and Ice or only Ice, I forget.
I actually kind of want to see who what's called meet the guy, just so I can at least say I've met every version of Flash. But I don't even think he's alive though.
Can't remember who was the actor playing him.
Neither. I gotta look him up later. Because a lot of those guys they're probably not even alive anymore.
Well, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Although you never know. If John Wesley Shipp is still around, that guy could be.
Yeah, but John Wesley Shipp is a healthy guy though.
Probably.
And probably and a lot of people that had a more successful career typically are a lot healthier. Typically, they don't really go down on their luck, you know. Whereas a lot of people that kind of like had a one-time deal, they usually go down on luck. Not always, but yeah. Look at Adam West, okay, and John Wesley Shipp. They've had their share of other shows, you know. So they look freaking good for their age. But can't really say that for other people that never really had an opportunity like that.
Jade is asking, is Darkseid in DCUO? Yes, he is.
Is Grant Gustin play anything else? Sorry.
He was in that singing show. I forget the name. High School Musical.
He was in there?
Yeah, a lot of the CW people came from that. Supergirl was there also.
Really?
That's why they had those. That's why they had those musical episodes in The Flash or Supergirl.
I didn't even know that. Okay, interesting. Huh.
Glee. Sorry, Glee, not the High School Musical. My bad. To me, it's all the same to me. So.
It is the same to me too.
So now I understand. Like years ago, we would wonder how people could confuse Star Wars and Star Trek. Star Wars and Star Trek is different. It's not the same. Now I understand. I cannot tell stuff like Glee and High School Musical apart. So I understand if people cannot tell Star Wars and Star Trek apart.
But they are different.
They are, but anyway.
Deactivated. Let's hope it keeps this time.
You and your allies have not won here, Creator.
But yeah, Darkseid is in the game. We fought him yesterday. If you guys saw our live stream yesterday, you saw actually we fought with him. He helped us fight the evil Zeus until Zeus kicked our butt. But that's besides the point. But and yeah, you can also make a pretty good version of Darkseid.
I like how Batman teleports here, and then watch, he's gonna use his backlog to go away when he can just teleport again.
Nah, the Bat Glove is cooler.
You
You have to remember the rule of
I have
cool.
gathered the information I needed. Your end is inevitable.
It's just funny.
I'm back. When Brother I did his whammy, the communication relay flared and shorted out my whole
That's
system.
okay, Jade. If you watch the stream, I mentioned the stream, but we fought Darkseid quite a few times in the past. But the latest version I could think of was the stream yesterday.
The systems keep scrambling.
Yes, Darkseid is in DCUO.
This'll take.
And you can also create a pretty good version of Darkseid with your character. So obviously you need to gather certain styles to be able to do that, but you can do it.
You know what I haven't seen anyone make in this game is a Mad Harriet.
I'm not surprised one bit.
I haven't seen anyone make that character. I can actually think of a pretty good way to make that character too, though. Surprise. Like, all I've seen is Steppenwolf, Darkseid, and I've seen one Calabac. And I haven't seen any other apocalyptic or characters ever.
Come on, I'm sure you've seen a lot of Orion.
Actually, I have seen Orion. That's right. That's right. Just reminded me.
But yeah, there's only a handful of characters from New Gods that seems to be really, really popular.
Hell, we even have the full Grail style in the game, and I haven't even seen anyone use that style.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we got someone who left the group. So,
like, I want to see Stompa. That's what I want to see. Or someone make the Apocalypse Wonder Woman there when what's called Darkseid enslaves the entire Justice League. That's what I want to see.
Constellar Girl is already in the group. I'm so sad now. So we have one slot free for the group. I thought we could invite a Constellar Girl, but I guess not. So we'll wait a few minutes for someone to join.
Oh yeah, this guy just reminded me right now. That could be another ally system too. Is Earth 3 villains, the crime syndicate. That'd be cool to have an Owlman or Ultraman. They can definitely do Ultraman. That's not Superman.
I'll be back in just a minute. Can you entertain people, Mr. Ghost Rider?
I'll try.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
Oh, let me open up YouTube. Let me open up YouTube here. I can see the chat. Let's see here. Alright, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be here. Let's see. Alright. Let me get... Hello there, Bartholomew. What's this? Is it double marks still? Yes, it's still double marks. That is correct, Ghouls. Xbox cannot play with PlayStation. PlayStation can only play with PC players. How do we know each other? Well, we just kind of met one day, pretty much, since we started playing. Pretty much.
I'm back.
I can hear that.
Ghouls is asking, Xbox player can play with PS, right? Yeah, sadly, they can't. I hear rumors that the Switch might merge with PlayStation. I have no idea how true that might be.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Performance and broker issues.
Really? Why broker issues?
Yeah, have you seen the broker on the Switch?
No.
The value system is completely different. Like, completely. Something that's worth $2 billion here is worth like 20 million over there.
It doesn't matter. It was the same with PlayStation and PC way back when. And when they merged the two, the economy did balance out. So they would catch up.
I think so.
Yeah. Right now, like they would make right now whatever they're selling for 10 million, they would be able to sell for like 10 times as much on PlayStation, and they would be able to catch up that way. So yeah, the economy is quite different on both platforms, but when you merge the two, it balances out. Basically, the Swift people would be able to make a whole bunch of cash selling their stuff on PlayStation, and they would be able to catch up that way.
The only thing is though, is if they join to PC servers, that leaves Xbox on their own. I think it'd be wiser for Switch to merge with Xbox, to be honest. Bring the player base a little bit higher on the one server. And then if they can do that, then later down the road, they can merge all four.
That would be nice, but there's some issues between PlayStation and Xbox, so that would have to be resolved before anything like that can happen.
Have it all on PC servers. Make PC basically the master of them all, so that way they can just stop being whiny little you-know-whats and just, get on with it. Just merge.
So we'll just wait a bit for Supergirl to be free. So if you guys need to go to the bathroom, yeah, it does, but it's more complicated than that, sadly. If you guys need to go to the bathroom, if you need to go take a drink of something, the time is now. We'll wait just a bit for Supergirl.
Well, just look at it this way. You got games right now that are completely crossplay. You have Xbox being able to play with PC and PlayStation being able to connect with PC, and they're all able to connect to each other on certain games. Why the hell can this game not be like that?
Aha! Because way back when, PlayStation were the one who wanted to have crossplay with Xbox. But at the time, Xbox were the king of the hill. They were the ones who, let's say, had the bigger share of the market. So they did not want to have crossplay with PlayStation. They did not see a value to being able to crossplay with PlayStation. So way back when, Xbox were the one who were saying, "Nah, we don't really need this." And then the tables were reversed. Eventually, PlayStation took over the market. And all of a sudden, now it was Xbox who wanted to be able to get crossplay with PlayStation. And now PlayStation's were the one in the position to say, nah, we don't really need to have crossplay with you guys. So there's been this tug of war, this pissing match between the Xbox and PlayStation for pretty much forever, thanks to that. So that's pretty much the biggest issue they would have to overcome. It's not a hardware issue because there's some game where by accident they switched on crossplay without meaning to, and then they had to switch it off because it wasn't a hardware issue. It was just they couldn't agree on how to have crossplay. Because also in order to have crossplay, I think PlayStation has a flat fee that you have to pay in order to be able to have crossplay with them, and Xbox aren't willing to pay that flat fee. So some games might be able to play it, but I'm pretty sure DC Universe Online would not be willing to pay extra just to have crossplay. So there's a whole bunch of reasons.
It's not even a big enough game to be even a stress for them, though.
I don't know. Yeah, you would think that, but
I mean, the game would be bigger if they did do that. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people would come back just for the crossplay. We already don't know that.
Yeah, but odds are they don't feel they need to get bigger, or they don't feel they really need it. And also the game, you can see right now the game has been lagging like crazy since yesterday. So the game is struggling already the way it is right now. So imagine if you put everyone together in one big server. Holy crap! Will the server be able to handle all those people together?
Yeah, it's. I mean, all they'd have to do is just reconfigure their current servers to be all one. They use the same servers. They'd have to basically either A, sell them, or B, reconfigure them. I don't know if they can reconfigure them or not. And just put them all in one area. It's because they have their servers separated, right? They have US, EU, and then in between those, they have PlayStation and PC. They have Xbox, and they have Nintendo Switch. They're all just configured. They're virtually all the same. They're just configured differently. If they can just reconfigure them all to be one, the same thing, they'll have the same amount of servers.
Yeah, but this Universe Online always had issues whenever there's a high population. So
Yeah.
I suspect it would create some kind of issues like that. Like way back when PC was running a lot smoother than PlayStation. The reason for that was simple enough. there was a lot less players on PC than on PlayStation. On PlayStation, the servers had too many people. The servers couldn't keep up with all the people in game. Whereas with PC, they had fewer players, so the game was running smoothly. Until we had the PC PlayStation merge, and then that wasn't quite as true anymore. So depending on if there's a huge population or not, uh, that makes a huge difference. That's why sometimes the game will run smoothly for a while, and then where there's a new update that brings in either a lot of new players or a lot of returning players, the game struggles because it cannot handle too many players at the same time. So I guarantee you that
Yeah.
if they merge all the servers together, even if they have more servers, the game struggles. Whenever there's too many people playing the game, the servers have a hard time keeping up with that. For
I'll
people
never
who don't
forget the
know,
time.
the repair guy is right here. Last time we had someone who couldn't find the repair guy, so here it is.
I'll never forget the anniversary event the last one that we got there. The day one, man, the moment I logged in, it was just so laggy. Like I see an NPC in front of me, and then he just disappeared, gone. It just doesn't exist anymore. I began taking damage. I don't even see where I'm getting hit from. Oh, it was so bad. And then I got into a raid, everyone on my screen disappeared. And I was taking damage again. The bosses wouldn't die. It was so bad when I logged it that one day. It got better the second day, but it was still laggy.
Yeah, but you saw it also when we had the dev invasion, how badly the game was lagging. Because sadly the game struggles when there's more than X amount of players.
Well, this anniversary event though, was even worse.
Hubert Thon is asking, you ending the stream here? No, we're going to play this mission, and afterwards, if we still we might go try to play some bounties. Ideally, if we could play
different?
What?
I was gonna say, instead of doing Flashpoint or Legion or Wonderverse, why don't we go back and replay a different bounty from a different episode?
Well, there's the bonus week this week.
That's true.
That's why playing the bounties will be. It would be a good idea to play the Wonderverse bounties, and the Wonderverse bounties will pretty much be our last time where we can get some sort of bonus week. So I would start with the Wonderverse, Legion, and Flashpoint, just because it's the bonus week. We could try some other bounties, maybe not next week. Next week we'll play the new DLC. Although the new DLC only has one raid, so.
Really?
Oh, but there's the bounties also in the new DLC, so. Yeah, next week we'll probably play the raid and the new bounties.
How many missions are there? Is there only alert and a raid and that's it?
There's a duo, an alert, and a raid, yeah.
Interesting, okay. Hope the raid is actually interesting though.
Supposedly it has 4 bosses to make up for the fact that there's only one raid. But I haven't tried it out, and I didn't watch any videos of the raid just yet.
I know I saw the alert already with the Batman Who Laughs getting free and stuff. I saw that, but I don't know. It seems like people are gonna struggle with that just because of the simple basic mechanics that are involved in it.
Oh yeah. Whenever they decide to add mechanics to the game, I have nightmare because people struggle with mechanics. Even simple mechanics, anything that requires some kind of coordination. If you play that, especially with random people, it's a nightmare.
Like I saw, there was a simple mechanic where basically there's a Simon Says thing there where it says Mixie Spitalik says dance. And obviously we all know how to dance. You just go down on the emotes and you click dance, right? Nobody did that. In the alert.
Yeah. So already with a random group of random players who don't know anything, it's gonna be unplayable.
I'm looking at them why don't you just click what the screen tells you to do?
People don't know about the emotes. A lot of people don't know how to use the emotes.
Oh no, this person is obviously a veteran at the game. They just didn't bother doing mechanics.
Nah, I'm sure a lot of veterans don't know about the emotes. I guarantee you, there's some guys, some people who have been playing the game for years who don't know. The fact that people have been playing for years doesn't mean they know everything.
I can't believe
Very often you'll have
under his control.
Maybe, but I think it's a deeper issue than that.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. It says there's one that said dance. There's another one. I forget what it was. Hold on, let me look at the emails specifically. Dance. I forget what the other emote was that was part of the mechanics. Oh, laugh. That's the other one. And yeah, the video I was watching, the guy didn't even do any of them. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't see what the consequence was. Like, I mean, I didn't really see any major health go down or anything, but the guy didn't even try to do the mechanics though.
Then we have no choice.
Berthon is asking, you getting tickets for Spider-Man No Way Home? No, not right now. They over here we still have a whole bunch of restrictions, so I'm not planning to go to the theaters for quite some time. What about you, Mr. Ghost Rider?
I'm not going. I'm staying home for all that stuff.
Okay, we still have a whole bunch of restrictions here just to go to restaurants or go to the movies. It's probably a nightmare. So nah, I'll wait for the Blu-ray, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for everyone on this planet to calm their tits about COVID, and then I'll go back to normal.
I saw the thing about the tickets. Apparently, some people were asking for $25,000 for a ticket for No Way Home. But that's the price they were asking for. From what I can tell, no one was buying it at that price. So yeah, I'm sure someone will sell it for like $1,000. I could see someone spend $1,000 to maybe see the movie, but there's a bit of exaggeration. So I'm sure there's going to be scalpers, and they'll sell tickets for a higher price. But some of the prices we see out there, no one will pay those prices.
I can just watch anything online for free, though.
Yes.
Why would I want to, you know?
But it's
People are
Spider-Man.
smart.
You'll have Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man for the first time in like 25 years.
Yeah, I'll be watching at home.
Okay.
I'm not going out. Screw that. If people are smart, they'll spend $0 and watch it for free.
Yeah, but it's not the same. You want to see it in theater on the big screen with the surround sound.
Okay, well then, watch it on your big screen at home.
Not everyone has a big screen.
I'm just saying, you know, it doesn't really matter. I'd rather just stay home, eat popcorn at home.
Can't you eat popcorn in the theater?
Nah. That stuff is so gross. I had a friend one time, I'm not even joking, instead of having popcorn with butter, he had butter with popcorn.
That doesn't surprise me.
Like, I'm not even joking. You know how big those bags are, popcorn bags, right? I would say maybe he had maybe a quarter to maybe a third of the bottom of his bag drenched in just butter. It was disgusting.
What I used to do is that I used to put the M&Ms in popcorn in theaters. Like I'd buy I'd buy a popcorn, I'd buy a bag of M&Ms, and then I put the M&Ms in the popcorn. Holy crap, was it good!
That sounds so disgusting.
It was great. The popcorn would warm up the M&M just enough so that inside the M&M the chocolate would be melted. So you would grab a handful of popcorn and M&Ms, and then when you would crunch through the shell, the popcorn the chocolate was melted inside. It was pretty good. Sadly, at some point in time, getting warm popcorn was like a small miracle. It never happened. Like popcorn at best was lukewarm, because they would prepare so many of it ahead of time that by the time you would buy it and eat it, it would get lukewarm at best, and sometimes it was even cold. So sadly, you couldn't do that anymore at some point.
Yeah. Too expensive though, the popcorn over there.
Yeah, but they have to make up for Disney gouging them. Basically, Disney or Star Wars movies. They're charging like the first week, they're getting like 90% of the gross, and theaters only get 10% of the gross.
Still
So
expensive as hell, though.
So they have to make up for that.
It just makes me mad that I can't bring in my own food.
Oh, Raf is saying Poutine is the best in the theater. Yeah, I
Yes.
could see that.
It is. It is. Poutine is the best for everything. You know what? You know what I want to do one day? I want to go to a chips stand one day and ask for poutine and just say, hold the fries and the gravy, and to see if they just give me cheese curds. I wonder if they would do that.
I'm sure they would. Why not? They'll save. They'll charge you the same price, and they won't have to charge you, and they won't have to give you fries and.
I kind of want to do that now. Just say, yeah, just give me cheese curds only. I love cheese curds, but I'm very specific though. I cannot eat cheese curds. Like if I'm only eating cheese curds alone, I cannot eat them when they're refrigerated, or B, if they have been if they've been opened and been out for more than a day.
Yeah, the texture gets different.
They have to be fresh, and it have to be room temperature.
Room temperature, yeah. Well, if they're not, then nuke them. That's the only.
Yes. You have to put them on. Then at that point, the only way I can eat them is if they're kind of like warmed and melted on a poutine. That's the only other way I'll eat them. Other than that, they are gross.
Nick A is asking, can I buy legendary points? If not, how do I get them? I assume you mean loyalty points. You get those with your subscription on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. So if you don't play on PlayStation, you don't get loyalty points. What you get is a marketplace cash instead, or Daybreak cash. All we mix the two.
Wait, did they still have Daybreak cash?
Yeah, it depends on the platform.
Huh.
So some platforms use a marketplace cash, but some platforms use a Daybreak cash. And at this point, I couldn't tell you which one uses which.
Well, we use loyalty and marketplace, so.
Yeah. So here we have marketplace and loyalty points. So the only way you get loyalty points is if you subscribe, and you get 500 loyalty points a month. And basically, it's to make up for the fact that on PlayStation they cannot give us marketplace cash. So loyalty points was the compromise they got.
You know what? I know it sounds dumb, 'cause it's just a name, but you know what currency I actually miss is Marks of Triumph.
Why? Because you felt triumphant when you got them?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. The name of it was just so cool.
You will tremble.
I actually liked it.
Yeah, they went through a lot of currency throughout the years.
I remember they had a currency vendor at one point. I don't know if that still exists or not.
I think it was to exchange some of your currency that was no longer available. Like you would change your currency to the latest currency.
What are you doing in that sunstone construct?
Now what they've done is that each vendor does that instead.
Invaders. This outpost is
I wonder if it still exists though anywhere. Like if there's an actual vendor that's dedicated that has that somewhere.
Yeah, the vendor is still there because if someone comes back with some old currency that is obsolete, you can go to that vendor, but you don't turn it into currency. You turn it now into I forget what you turn it into.
So, are you excited for the new episode, though?
Somewhat. We're overdue for a new episode. I was getting a bit tired of the Saving Universe thing.
Yes, I agree.
So anything will be better. So we'll get the winter seasonal, we'll get the new episode. So that'll give us a nice bit of change from the Save the Universe thing.
So wait, is the Save the Universe going to be a seasonal thing?
It's supposed to come back. Some people were saying it will come back like 3 times a year. I find it hard to believe because I can't imagine them having that 3 times a year. But it is supposed to come back.
So it'll be like survival. Basically, it'll come back every once in a while.
Well, if it's like survival, it'll come back every 2 years.
See, what they should do is do something like this, okay? Have it like a tri-cycle, okay? Have like maybe for 1/3 of the year be Save the Universe, 1/3 of the year be survival, and 1/3 of the year be something else.
I don't think they would be able to keep up with all of that.
Because then it would keep the game fresh and new every time.
I understand, but I don't think they would be able to keep up with doing that and doing all the episodes and doing all the bug fixes, and they wouldn't. That would be too much. They wouldn't be able to keep up.
They don't even have to do anything new. Just literally reuse the same thing they did last year.
I understand, but I guarantee you it would end up being too much for them. Because whenever they add new content, it means a whole bunch of new bugs will appear, and they'll have to do a whole bunch of bug fixes. So that's why the monthly adding content on a monthly basis was a failure, because every time that would mean a whole bunch of bugs being added to the game, and they would have to fix a whole bunch of bugs. So a lot of their time was spent focusing on fixing bugs, and it was on a monthly basis as opposed to once every 3 months like before.
I can open the way for you through the fortress's defenses. You must split your forces if you hope to succeed. You must not leave Zod free.
Euroberthon is asking, when is the winter seasonal? Next Thursday, December 9th. December 9th, we will get the winter seasonal, and we will get the new episode.
I'm actually more excited. I know it sounds stupid that I'm more excited about this, but I'm actually more excited about the seasonal than the episode, to be honest.
It's because you want the belt, isn't it?
Yes. I want that belt so bad.
So 4 on the right, 4 on the left. I'll take the right side.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool. Batman who laughs, and everything. But I've always been excited. I've always wanted that belt. Ever since I made my Batman. So, yeah. I mean, episodes to me are all the same. You get new gear, you fight some bad guys. It's nothing unique to me. It's just what's everything else that's an update I get excited for. Like, I'm a style guy. I like making styles. That's my thing.
Sure.
So when there's a new style that I can use, I get excited for it. If there's a new base thing that I can make something with, I'll get excited for it. I don't really care for the missions at all. Oh.
Well, we do get new styles from Time Capsule.
Yep. But unfortunately, some of them are hard to get.
Yeah. Well, the style itself usually is easy enough. It's the collections.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I'm referring to the collections, mostly. Enjoy fighting these villains. Or villain. Or hero. It could be a hero. Bizarro, I think, right?
Should be Bizarro or Supergirl?
Bizarro.
Bizarro hates Brainiac.
I wonder if they can give us a Bizarro emblem, because it is a Superman emblem, just reversed.
Yeah.
I wonder if they can actually give us that emblem.
Well, seeing how they didn't do it, probably not.
No, Master. Bizarro
Oh, your Berthon is asking about the hot toys. Yeah, I know about the hot toys. I'm not a toy collector.
Hot
Uh,
toys, what's that?
it's basically big action figures, big oversized
Oh.
action figures.
Okay, so what you've seen in my collection. PlayStation.
I never got into buying toys, action figures because already I was buying comics. At some point, I was buying Magic the Gathering cards. I was buying movie soundtracks, DVDs. So toys were not an option. Toys and statues. There's a lot of those I really enjoyed and I would have loved to have. I bought one bust once. I bought the Abe Sapien bust. And then sadly one day while I was moving, I dropped it and I broke the head. Oh, it was very sad. But I did not want to start buying hot toys or figures or stuff like that. I was buying way too much stuff already.
See, I got myself a collection. I started just this year. I got myself I don't know the scaling-ish of it, but they're about maybe a foot big. Of Red Death, Batman Who Laughs, Flashpoint Batman, Deathstroke, 2 Jokers, Venom, and a Ghost Rider. In terms of that size, and the other ones are just kind of like more of minifigures that I have. So I started a collection not long about basically this year, and I must say they are expensive just for decoration pieces, man. Holy freak!
Nikki is asking, did you guys hear DCUO is thinking of making a Marvel version of the game? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to wait and see what they actually end up doing. Do you have a favorite character in the DCU? Absolutely. It's either... On the hero side, it would be Batman. On the villain side, it would be Darkseid. What about you, Mr. Flashpoint?
I'd say Batman.
Okay.
By far. I think that was pretty obvious.
You never know.
Batman.
Oh, you're gonna have to buy the Flashpoint Batman hot toy.
I have 2 figures. I have the statue of him, and I have a little minifigure.
If you don't have the hot toy, it doesn't count.
Yeah. I have a card that goes with him too.
Apparently the Venom one is $407. Or 700 depending on which one.
Yeah, it's a very expensive hobby though to collect these things, man.
The expensive and it takes a lot of room. I have a friend who have I don't know 1 billion toys, and he has a room dedicated just to that. And then even then, his room is not enough to contain everything. He still has toys all over the place. But yeah, if you have the room, sure, buy 1,000 toys. But yeah, at some point I was buying Magic the Gathering cards. I was buying comics. That was more than enough for me at the time. And then afterwards, when I started buying DVDs, I didn't really give up on Marvel cards, but eventually I came to realize that I wasn't Marvel cards, Magic cards. But at some point I came to realize that I didn't really play Magic very much. So at that point I pretty much sold my collection.
Like right now, I'm looking for a Michael Myers statue, and I'm looking for a Michael Keaton statue as well, of like the Batman.
I guess we're still missing. Is our friend Superman back here?
And I'm trying to find a Future Flash statue, but it does not exist for some reason. I do not know why, but it does not exist. Nobody's made it. No company out there. All they keep giving me is this bullcrap friggin' CW version. I don't want the CW, man. I don't care for that. Not the Future Flash. It's not the real one, you know. And I can't find the one with the blue suit, and it's pissing me off.
So I guess we're waiting. Ah, there he is. Come on, Lex. You can do it.
Oh, he'll teleport here on his own.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to do it.
He'll teleport here on his own. Just give him some time. Sometimes it does that sometimes. There you go. Now he's coming. There you go.
Your bard is saying his eyes on the DCEU Superman and Darkseid.
I will not be defeated.
All right, everyone, stay on the slope. So you can avoid Bizarro's breath, so you don't die immediately.
Come on, we have 2 healers. We can't die.
Just a lot of people die to that. So common.
I'm sure the only one that will die is the Ghost Rider.
Maybe.
You're a pile of bones. Healing cannot work on you.
Where? Oh my god. Why did he go up and down? This is so annoying.
I don't know.
Swear to God.
The exobytes inside you will be ours
There you go,
again.
now they're almost done.
Human.
So besides your multiverse character, who's your favorite one that you have?
Kind of like Sandwalker.
You must realize
Wait,
all things
I remember.
become one.
I don't remember seeing that character. Is he an older character you made?
I made a few. I showed him in a couple of videos from time to time, but
Maybe
I
I
made him.
forget.
I made him ages ago. Nick is saying, I never realized Professor Zumala hot food goes to 20%. Yep. If you upgrade him to the max, yeah, 20% is what you get. Let's wait for everyone. Evil menu.
Alright, ready?
No, we're
No,
still
we got one
missing
more
someone.
person. Okay.
Oh, I think it's your bard. He said he'll be back in a minute.
No. No, he's coming. He's coming.
Okay, let's give him a minute. Chase Wall, we have a full group right now. But we're going to go play some bounties afterwards. So if you want to place the bounties, you could do that. So we'll start with the Wonderverse bounties, Chase. So if you want to go to the Wonderverse open world map, once we defeat the Brainiac, we'll go play the Wonderverse bounties.
Oof. That was a hit.
You cannot die, it's forbidden.
I hate those claws that he keeps hitting the ground with. Just stay away from me, that's all.
Your futile struggle against me ends now. All will be one with Brainiac. Once I have assimilated the Sunstone cores, your deaths will be assured.
Well, I'm happy they actually did change Martian Manhunter's outfit though, because now he actually doesn't look out of place.
Yeah, but I wish they had given us the classic costume.
I mean, yeah, yes and no. Because even if they updated the classic outfit, he'd still look out of place because he's just... That's the problem is no one else is classic anymore. You know? The only problem is that. See, if everyone still had the classic outfit, then I'd say sure, give him the classic outfit again, but no one else has it anymore. So...
Nah, they give him the classic outfit. Even if he's the last one, you still need the classic outfit.
The only problem I have with that is everything would be out of place then.
Everything already is anyway.
The one outfit I do not like, actually there's two outfits I don't like, is Huntress and Harley Quinn. I really don't like the new ones.
Yeah.
Actually, Raven as well. I don't like Ravens either. I like the old Raven, and I like the old Harley Quinn, and I like the old Huntress. If they could just update those skins to be just with modern textures, not change the outfit itself, then I would have been happy. Oh well. I always get what we want. See, I like the old Jester look that Harley Quinn had. You know, I liked it. I liked Huntress's outfit. See, I don't recognize the new outfit that Huntress has. I don't recognize it. To me, that's not Huntress. To me, it's just a person dressed in a robe.
Pretty much.
When I think of Huntress, I think of the classic one that she had on.
Although the classic one was a Jimly design.
Yeah.
So that's probably why you liked it so much.
You will fall to Brainiac.
It's just something that's recognizable to me. And then, what's it called? Raven there. Honestly, you were to show me that Raven, I like if I didn't know. If I didn't see that Raven design before, and you were just showing me that Raven design now, I wouldn't know that's Raven.
Your deaths will be assured.
It's just the old Raven suit is what I recognize as Raven.
Kryptonian energy will bolster my own. You will fall to Brainiac.
Perfectly fine with all the other outfits they changed though. Perfectly fine with that.
I must have more.
Superman especially. I hated the underwear. I hated it.
Nah, it's the classic look.
I don't like. I still wish they would make Batman without the underwear.
It's not an accident that they went back to the underwear in the comics.
Hang on, where? Oh, there you go. Now I can damage it. See, Batman I find can pull it off better because it's just different shades, you know? But Superman is like a bright red. Who wears bright red underwear?
Everyone. But you.
I thank you,
Clearly.
Caleb, for freeing
So,
me
I don't
from
know.
the Phantom Zone so I may
Out of every
regain
character out there that
Krypton's
has
heritage.
underwear, Superman is the one that I think just needs to
Belong
change.
to a
That's it.
true Kryptonian, not the
Nah.
son of a traitor.
Everyone else, I don't really care as much. I prefer Batman to not have the underwear on,
Your meaningless
but it doesn't bother me as
cannot
much.
prevent me from turning
Superman
your
should never
pathetic
change,
Earth
ever.
into a new Krypton.
Well, they changed him a lot with his look and everything too over the years. Even from the original, like the very start.
And we will again.
He still shouldn't
His
change.
emblem was not even close to what he has now.
I'm sending you back to the Phantom Zone, Zod.
Like people call the emblem he has right now the classic Superman emblem. That's not actually. His emblem looked way different when he first came out. Way different.
Yeah, but it's the emblem people recognize him with.
Yeah. Just like the classic Batman emblem, everyone recognizes with this yellow circle. That's not what he came out with.
Still, when people think of the classic, that's the one they think of.
Yeah. Like his emblem was literally just a bat. That's all it was. It didn't have anything on it, you know.
Nikki is asking, will the Professor Zoom Ally Deluxe pack will be in the vendor in 3 months? Yeah, it should be there.
Why does he keep putting me in a different phase? I don't get it.
Because you deserve it. Anyway, we're going to the Wonderverse open world map. So we might as well just meet there.
Sure.
The linear men have got nothing on you.
Let me make some room and I'll go join you there in just a minute.
Phase 1 of
Yeah,
Wonderverse?
well, whatever phase It doesn't matter. If we were hoping to get a freeze with people, yeah, but we have a full group already, so it doesn't really matter.
Hey, are you just in the nick of time? In this timeline, man.
You know what I wish they would have done is give us an open world of Apocalypse.
Maybe
That would've been
someday.
so cool. That would have been awesome.
They still have time to add a whole bunch of stuff to the game, so hopefully someday we'll
But-
get Apocalypse.
Or even War World, if you remember that.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Oh, Bartholomew
nice
is saying Athena, so I guess Athena is the bounty right now.
Man, I remember seeing War World in Justice League. That was so cool. I love that.
Chase Wall, thank you very much. Jacob is asking, does this Universe Online still does updates? Absolutely. We're going to get a big one next week.
Let no selfish god, new god, or bloodthirsty mortal see victory on this day.
Nothing is
Harry
loading.
our weakest front with
There's a
magical
lot of lag. This game is so
Imperial
lovely.
Atlanteans clamor for Queen Diana's blood.
Don't you dare calling lagging Universe Online.
His Hydra will test the mettle of every warrior.
Oh, and now I'm stuck. Okay, now I'm turning into a new animal. Oh, this is great.
Agents of Apocalypse must pay for their trespass. See to it.
That has got to be the most annoying feature in this entire open world.
Oh yeah.
The animal thing.
It's not so much the animal, but the fact that you get stunned for like 50 seconds while you transform.
Yep. That's the thing.
You defeated Athena. You didn't wait for us. I'm so sad now.
Well, we're at the New Gods area, whatever it's called. Who do you think is stronger? Okay, the Olympian gods or the New Gods?
The new gods.
Think so?
Yeah, the Olympian gods are the old gods. They were replaced by the better and the new ones.
See, I don't know who's stronger because New Gods got technology and a much larger army on their side. The old gods, I would say, have more power, but I don't know who would win though.
So guys, we are on phase 3, so if you want to come and join us, now anyone can join with us. We're going to try, if we can play all the bounties, that'll be good, but we'll try to play as many bounties as we can.
Like if you were to put Zeus against Darkseid, who do you think would win?
Darkseid.
Think so?
Oh yeah. Deacon is asking the best way to start making money in this universe online. Use a broker. You have to use the broker. Sell items you don't use. Sell items you don't need. Personally, I suggest farming also for collections. Like next week, we will get the new DLC. The new collections from that DLC, you should be able to make at least a bit of cash the first few days when the DLC comes out. So farming for those collections next week, that will be a good way to make some cash. But start building your cash, selling items on the broker, and that's pretty much how you can make some cash.
I need to get the comic mats. I need to get 2 of them. One for my Ghost Rider, one for my Flashpoint Batman.
Nah, you don't need it.
I need it for this style, right here. I want to get it for this one.
Nikki is asking, do you guys think Superman is overglorified? Absolutely not. Actually, he's,
Yes.
I would say the opposite.
I think he's overrated.
Nah. He's the best of the best of the best, but sadly, for years now, they're trying to make him darker, more modern, and it's not Superman.
See, what pisses me off, okay? This is why I don't really like Superman, okay? Is that he's basically a walking god on Earth, okay? So, and yet, he gets his ass handed by a mere mortal of a man.
You're getting on my nerves.
Almost like it doesn't make any sense. He has Lex Luthor, he has Batman, who are able to kick his ass. Realistically, that doesn't make any sense. How can a man be basically a god?
Well, that's why they came up with Doomsday to kill him off. Holy lag.
So stupid. And then there's Batman. Makes no sense. Again, just a man who literally is able to be killed gods. Like he basically kills gods and defeats gods for breakfast. Yet he gets his ass handed to him by his own sidekicks and a guy with a drug addiction.
Well, drugs can make you powerful, I guess.
Like, it's so stupid the way they use characters, man.
Yeah, sometimes. At the end of the day, it depends on the writer. If the writer is in love with Batman, Batman is going to be able to defeat everyone. That's how it goes.
It just don't make sense, man. It'd be like an ant being able to defeat a bear, and then all of a sudden that same ant gets defeated by another ant.
Deacon Brooks is asking, you have to open time capsules to get collections. You do get collections from time capsule, but you get collections also in the open worlds, or also in various maps. So there's various maps you can get collections. There's open worlds you can get collections. So get the collections from the open worlds, and if you're lucky and get the valuable ones, you'll make a lot of cash. But even if you're not lucky, even if you get some not so valuable ones, at the end of the day, collections, you make cash in DC Universe Online with volumes. You don't sell just one collections and make $1 billion. It doesn't work like that. Unless you're really, really lucky to get the uber rare collection. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to sell hundreds and hundreds of collections to build up your cash. I know people don't like to hear that because that's not what they want to hear, but that requires also a lot of work. Oh, speaking of collections, like we have one right here.
This is a pretty cool demonic character.
So gather collections, sell those collections on the broker, and obviously you'll have to sell hundreds of them to be able to make your cash. But that is how you can make. That's the more reliable way you can make cash playing DC Universe Online. Yes, you could decide to open a whole bunch of time capsule and hope to get lucky and get some rare items to sell for a lot of cash. But doing that consistently, that's just not an option. As opposed to if you get into the habit of farming for collections and selling hundreds of collections on the broker, that is how you will be able to build up your cash. Often people don't like it because basically I don't show people how to I don't give people a fish. I show them how to fish. There's this great expression like if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. If you show him how to fish, he'll eat forever. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show people how to fish. People often they want the quick fix and the quick way they can get some quick cash. It doesn't work like that. You have to learn. You have to learn how to build your cash from the ground up in order to be able to do it consistently and in order to be able to do it forever. Once you learn how to play the broker, how to farm for collections and to sell those collections on the broker, you will always have the cash you need.
Yep.
But you have to be willing to learn how to use a broker, and a lot of people don't want to do it. Ghoul is asking, is it going to be Larfleeze again? Absolutely. The Xmas event is always with Larfleeze.
What do you think of the idea of them of another Spawn movie being made?
Oh, they've been talking about that for 20 years now. I'll believe it when I see it. Basically, at this point, Todd McFarlane wants to be able to do everything. He wants full creative control. Uh, so the issue is financing. Is he going to be able to gather? He never directed a movie. He never wrote a movie. He's a comic book guy. He's done great with comics. He's done even more great with toys. But he never directed a movie, a feature. He never wrote a feature. So someone willing to getting the financing for that, that'll be challenging. So they've been talking about a Spawn movie forever. Unless Todd is willing to dig into his own pocket and maybe finance the whole thing himself, I don't think it's gonna happen. But stranger things have been known to happen, so you never know. Like right now, we had King Spawn that sold like 500,000 copies. So that might be enough to convince some investors that maybe there's maybe that Spawn guy is popular enough that we could invest in a big action movie. I don't know. Although from what I understand, also they want to make the next Spawn movie like almost like Seven. So a dark, moody movie with Spawn where you'll barely see Spawn.
I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Well, that seems to be what they're trying to do, so we'll see. So, yeah, personally, I'm one of the few people who actually enjoyed the Spawn movie. But I find it a bit strange. Like, I remember when the movie first came out, a lot of people loved it. And all of a sudden, at some point, people starting not loving it anymore for some reason. That's a bit strange sometimes.
I rewatched it, because it's been so long since I have watched it. And so I rewatched it again recently. And, I mean, you know how you rewatch some movies and you realize that CGI is bad?
Oh, no. I could have told you way back when the CGI was bad. But to me, it was a great B movie.
I didn't remember that because I was young. I was a young kid when I watched it. But now rewatching it again, holy crap. Graphics from a PS2 game were way better than the CGI in this movie.
Of course. I could have told you that way back when. But I didn't mind that. I can enjoy a good B movie with a cheesy visual effects. That's not an issue. I can understand that the visual effects is expensive, and not every movie can afford to have the visual effects they need. In the case of Spawn, it was a clear case of they didn't have the money to pull it off. They tried to do it anyway, and they just couldn't do it. But overall, I really enjoyed the film. And at the time, even though they were trying to make a lot of comic movies, not a lot of comic movies were very faithful to the character. So at the time, it was pretty much one of the most faithful to the character.
I just find it funny because there's one scene where he gets hit, okay? And he's going flying through the air. And you can the frames of him getting flung in the air was as if you were watching like a laggy game that was going like 10 frames per second. Yeah. It was so bad. And then when the big creature comes out there and when he opens his mouth and the whole mouth is just completely stretches and the texture looks so bad. Oh, the CGI was so bad, and like the makeup was phenomenal on Spawn. The makeup was phenomenal. The outfit was phenomenal, but everything else, the CGI, holy crap, no. Just
the one thing I thought was really bad was the little girl. The little girl, sadly, I don't know if she was the producer's girl or someone important, but she was bad. But it's something you see whenever they have children in movies. 9 times out of 10, they're terrible. No, so that's the one thing I could really complain about. But no, I really enjoyed that film. But as time goes by, a lot of people turned against it for some reason. Oh well. And having the actor who played Merlin in Excalibur, having him play Cagliostro, that was pure genius.
Where is? Oh, there it is. I would like to see another Spawn movie, but as long as it's not bad CGI like that, holy frig.
That's okay. So while we wait, let's take a look at a few comments. So yeah, it's gonna be Larfleeze again. Best base items to sell. You have to look on the broker. Check on the broker the price of the items. You'll know which ones to look for.
The Multiverse Orrery thing there, that always sells a lot. That's like the very first cool base item we ever got.
I often say question like, how much can I sell whatever item? It depends on which server you play on. It depends on the day of the week. It depends. Timing is everything. Depending on when you try to sell something, the price will be widely different. So go take a look at the broker. Look at how much the item is selling for, and then adjust your price according to that. That's the best way to be able to decide how much to ask for a certain item. And Marvin is asking, how do I get the Legion flight ring? It's a mission. You have to play. Where's the mission again? It's a 4-player mission in the Legion DLC. I forget the name. If the menu stops lagging, I might be able to show it to you. It's the Legion HQ orientation. Ideally, you want to play the Elite version. I think you have more chances to get the ring from the Elite version, but from what I understand, you should be able to get it from a regular version as well. But it's a rare drop. So your best option, just buy it from the broker. I bought the Legion ring for my characters, for about half a dozen of my characters, and I did that on the broker. I don't think I ever got it as a random drops playing the Legion content. So if you want the Legion ring, you're gonna have to bite the bullet and buy it from the broker. It's sadly the less bad option. Ron Wayne is asking, you watched Arcane? I haven't. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I did not get the chance to. To watch it yet. Although I think it plays on Netflix. I don't have Netflix, so I'm not sure when I'm gonna be able to watch it. But yeah, people seem Arcane seems to be one of the genuine hit we've had recently. But I don't have Netflix, and I have no intention of subscribing to Netflix, so I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to see it. Unless they add it to Amazon Prime at some point. Do you remember who your first subscriber was? Nah, that was like 6 years ago. I can't remember.
It was your mother, remember?
Nah. At the time, no one knew I was making YouTube videos. People don't see. I know that for a lot of people, for especially the younger crowds, YouTube seems to be a cool thing. And being a YouTuber, a lot of young kids, when you ask them what they want to do when they're going to grow up, they say they want to be a YouTuber. But way back when, at the time, and especially in my circles, no one sees making YouTube videos a cool thing.
Yeah, that's, well, even kind of now, to be honest, like, unless you're in, like, high school or younger, YouTube is kind of like, whatever, you know?
So I would tell people I was a drug dealer before I would tell them that I'm a YouTuber, because they wouldn't take me seriously as a YouTuber. In more recent years, I tell people a bit more, but usually I'll get reactions of, "Oh, that's nice," or "Oh, that passes the time," or you can tell that, okay, they don't see that as a valuable as something worth mentioning. What phase are we in? Let's find out. It's phase 3. Yeah, phase 3 we are.
Well, it's a generational thing, right? So, like, I'm sure back when, I don't know, radio was just coming out, saying that, oh yeah, I'm a radio guy, people would be like, oh, okay, cool. Now people think, oh, that's a cool job. You know, it's a really cool job. Well, that's because that's the generation they grew up with. Now, in the newer generation, it's like, well, you say you're a YouTuber, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool, but I'm not familiar with it, you know, because it's an older crowd that's seen this, you know.
Well, it depends on the people, and also, like, even when I was working in animation, I had something similar happen. Like when people would ask me what I would do for a living, I would tell them, "Oh, I work in animation," and very often what they would say, oh, that's nice, but what's your real job? They couldn't imagine that being a job. So very often people would, let's say, not take that very seriously. Once in a while, I would see someone, oh, cool, but most of the time people didn't really care about that. And the same with YouTube. So usually I don't tell people that I make YouTube videos. But once in a while I'll mention it. Depending on who I talk to, I might mention it.
Well, it's just like there's one guy. He's kind of like a local who used to be a local wrestler. And that was his job. But he doesn't tell anyone that because no one takes him serious because he's a fat guy.
Yeah.
And so no one takes him serious. He's like, oh, you know, it's a cool job to be a wrestler, professional wrestler, but no one takes him serious because of the way he looks.
Yeah.
You know?
Chase is asking, how old are you? I'm an old guy. I'm 51.
Are you having fun yet? I know I am. Are you having fun yet? I know I am.
We have warned those Atlanteans what it means to cross us.
I am sorrow. I have come to conquer.
Can I buy legendary points? If not, how do I get them? You have to be a subscriber. You have to subscribe, and then I assume you mean loyalty points. You get those from subscribing, and you cannot buy them. That's okay. If you gotta play Fortnite, Yobard, that's fine. We're just playing the open world missions anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So have a good weekend, Yobard. And in case some people want to do like our friend Eobard and leave, next week we have the new episode that will begin. So that is what we will play on Thursday. On Thursday we will play the new episode, and afterwards there are also some bounties in the new episode. So what we'll probably do is that we'll probably play the 8-player mission first, and then depending on how long it takes us to play that first mission, then we might go and play the open world bounties. I already have loadouts for controllers, and they're still somewhat up to date. At the end of the day, for controllers, you need a defense debuff, an attack debuff, a healing debuff maybe, and you pretty much and your group power heal. So if you have that, you have your controller loadout. So if you look in my videos for controller loadout, they should still be viable. Obviously, there can be a lot of variations. Obviously, you have if you have a battle troll, you'll have a different loadout. If you have a power troll, or if you have a buff troll, yeah, you'll have a different loadout. But as a rule of thumb, if you can pretty much easily have a controller loadout as long as you have the main things you need, like the debuffs. So if you have your group power heal, if you have your debuffs, you pretty much have what you need to be a troll. Hello, Cars Thomas. We're doing good.
Ares no longer controls me.
A power troll. Basically, a power troll is one who focuses on giving power to the group. It's pretty much that simple. So if most of your abilities are just to try to give power to the rest of your group, you're a power troll. Usually a classic troll a classic power troll will focus on vitalization. But at some point we had people who started focusing on power and might instead. Thomas Brooks says he loves the new 52 Superman design. Where are you in game? We're in the Themyscira open world map. We're playing the Wonderverse bounty missions. And for those who are wondering, we should still be on phase 3.
Alright, I'm back.
So if you want to come and join us, come to phase 3 on the open world Wonderverse map. Right now we're fighting Ares. We'll probably fight Athena afterwards, and then we'll move on to the Legion bounties.
I wonder. You're making me think now. Okay, so they have the new version of Martian Manhunter, right? Does that mean that they're gonna remove all the NPCs of Martian Manhunter in House of Legends?
I don't think they'll remove them, but they'll probably update the old version.
Like just give them the same outfit but with a new head, basically.
No, they'll probably give him. They'll probably give him the new model we see in the open world map. Did you see the new model?
Kind of.
Or did you see the gear? Because the gear is a bit different than the model.
Oh, I saw the gear pretty much then.
Okay, the new model, they have a new Martian Manhunter model. So I guarantee you that's what we're gonna see from now on. Chase Wall, I can't really accept friend requests right now. I'm not going to go out of the game to do that. But yeah, usually when people send me friend requests, yeah, I accept them. I'm not sure really what people expect because I guess it lets you know when I log in and stuff like that, so that you can come in watch the stream if I make one. But it won't really give you any benefits. But sure, if you want to be a friend me on PlayStation, send me an invitation, and a couple of times a week I'll go and I'll accept all the invitations I get.
And one thing is though, you gotta be careful though, because you have a limit on how many friends you can have on PlayStation.
Well, when I reach that limit, then I'll let you guys know.
I've had that twice now.
So what's the limit?
I don't know, it just says I can't add any more people. I'm like, okay. So I would just delete a bunch of random people.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet.
I don't know if maybe they raised the cap or not, but I remember back on the PS3, there used to be a cap.
Right now I have, I don't know, 400, 600. I haven't kept track.
Holy freak.
I have a few hundred, so if there's a cap, it's probably high enough.
Probably. I know that, like I said, I had that on the PS3, so they probably changed it then.
Daisy Snell is saying I changed my power today because I had mental power is not good. Mental is actually pretty good. But if you didn't like it, yeah, sure, feel free to change. There's no reason not to.
No, of course. No.
If you don't like the power you're using, yeah, change to a different power. Yeah, if you don't have fun, what's the point?
Honestly, I don't find fire super fun. I just find it overpowered. So, I use it for that.
So you just want to be a cheater?
Yep.
Nah, life is too short. Pick a power you like to play and play that power.
Munitions I hate. I like the look of it, like the sound of it, like the way everything is on it, but I hate trying to troll with it, and I hate how weak it is. I don't like it, just for that simple fact.
Right now I'm using Quantum because of quantum tunneling. I love this ability.
Maybe it just had munitions built incorrectly or something, but I did not like it. Like I said, I like all the aesthetics and everything, it's just not that.
So we have a Constellar Girl with her Stargirl look. She looks so good.
Where? I don't see her.
She's right next, right here.
Oh.
She's so tiny, that's why you missed her.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And she just got the Ares weapon. I'm not sure how valuable the Ares weapon right now is. The price for the weapon did change quite a lot. Early on, some of them were very valuable, but early on, the price for some of those weapons dropped dramatically. There's some weapons that stayed valuable pretty much forever, like the Joker weapon, as far as I can tell, always have been very valuable. But some of the other weapons went down in price very quickly. Although, at some point, the price of some weapons did go back up, so I'm not sure exactly why.
Because the demand of them went down, and now there's less of them on the broker, so they still mean that there's less of them, there's less competition, so the value of them goes
That could be. That could be.
That's probably why.
Daisy is thinking of using light powers. Yeah, light powers is fine. Use light powers if you like to use combos. You're going to use power combos. So yeah, if you like to use combos, you use light powers. If you don't like to use combos, I would not use light powers. I would go for quantum or mental. Mental was a good, actually a good power.
It's amazing power. I'd say the top 3 powers, in my opinion, is mental, fire, and electricity, to be honest.
Yeah, electricity. I always liked electricity. And Cars Thomas was asking if I saw the any new Flash episode. I did not.
No, we pretty much established that we don't watch that anymore.
Yeah. Oh, apparently they even have a Flashpoint Batman. You're gonna have to watch it.
Oh, what? No.
I think I think we have 2 conversations. One was talking about the Flash TV show, and I think the other one is still talking about the Hot Toys.
Oh.
The Amazons won't take this lying down, Hera. Today we give you what for.
So Daisy, if you like combos, yeah, go with light powers. You'll have fun with those. Ghouls is saying electric is fun. Thomas is saying he's still watching The Flash. It's fine. If you guys enjoy The Flash, don't let anyone tell you not to... Oh, I guess we're done here. If you guys enjoy The Flash, that's great. But,
yeah.
Let's go to the Legion open world map. At the end of the day, The Flash, or even like I was watching Arrow yesterday, and it's nothing short of a miracle that I was able to enjoy that show, because the CW TV, the CW network, pretty much forever has always been trying to attract a younger audience. So the fact that when we got Arrow, I was like 40, I don't know, 42 at the time. And so it was nothing short of a small miracle that I actually was able to enjoy that show, because obviously it wasn't made for me at the time. And then we got The Flash, which was even better. We got even Supergirl. I really enjoyed the first season of Supergirl. So it was pretty much a small miracle that I was able to enjoy those shows. So it's no surprise that they're really trying to attract a younger audience, and obviously I'm not it. And I'm guessing even our friend Ghost Rider is trying to be a bit too old for the audience that CW want to have.
Help safeguard Legion Academy
I wouldn't say I'm getting too old. I find it really cringy and terrible.
Probably because you're getting too old.
Maybe. Oh, I just don't like it anymore.
Well, they've always been trying to attract a younger audience. So odds are, if they thought that maybe they were attracting an audience that was too old with The Flash or with Arrow, then they probably are changing the show to try to attract that new, younger, modern audience.
Malicious intent behind the wild surges of magic.
See, the reason why, I'm gonna go way back, okay? Well, not way back. I'm gonna use SpongeBob for example, okay? They tried to, there was an audience, okay? It was meant for kids. It was meant for kids that had a kind of more of like an older generation of kids. Like I'd say maybe middle schoolers that find things really silly still, but understand some of the humor behind it, you know? And so, what they did with the show until recent years, until Steven Hillenburg died, what they did with him is they basically grew the character up with that audience, and so that way the audience can still find them funny and still watch the show even when they're older. They grew the humor up that way. Now, after, it's not like that anymore because Steven Hillenburg is dead, and the writing is completely different now. But before that, yeah, the entire show was built for one audience, and they didn't try to keep that same age group. Only they went up and they how'd you say? Instead of just staying for little kids, they kept the comedy up there with that same audience that they had early in 2000s. They still try to keep up with the audience that grew up to be in 2015 later on. Like I said, it's changed now because of Steven Hillenburg, but a lot of shows they fail to do that, and so they lose fans very fast because those fans get bored of those shows because again they try to appeal to only one age group and not grow up with them.
Just to answer Daisy's question, yeah, Light Powers does have the debuffs. All the controller powers have the debuffs. So no matter what controller power you have, they all have the healing debuff, the defense debuff, and the attack debuff. Sorry, let's continue. So you're saying so SpongeBob was able to cater to a younger and older audience. Was that it?
Basically, yeah, because they kept the same humor that they had from the very start, all the way up until 2015. But they kind of put in more adult jokes in there because they realized that their fan base was growing up.
Yeah, but here the CW they don't want the older audience. They really want to cater to the young audience. So they won't care if the audience is getting older. They're still going to want to cater to the young audience.
But yeah, that's basically what I was just saying though. Is yeah, they catered to both, but they realized their fans they're getting older, so they put some of the more adult jokes in there, and kind of more hidden so that the kids don't understand. But they put them in there.
I understand, but CW doesn't want that. They don't care about the older audience. So the fact that an older audience was able to enjoy Arrow or The Flash, that was a fluke, and sadly that'll probably never happen again. Although we got the Superman show, that wasn't too bad for a CW show.
I don't think I've still seen it yet. Actually, I have seen like one episode, but it won't let me stream it. So.
Yeah, you needed HBO Max at the time, and I forget what other services offered it.
So. Yeah, so I just guess I won't watch it. That's fine. I don't have access. Oh well.
Jacob is asking, does DC Universe Online still does update? Absolutely.
Wait, didn't someone ask that already?
Yeah, question comes back from time to time.
Deja vu.
Daisy is saying, are your beam yellow? Wait, are your I-beam in blue? How you get that? It's because of an artifact. The solar amplifier changes your heat vision, and it changes it from red to blue, and it does have a few other benefits. Let's go over here, and I'll show you the artifact a bit better. So basically, the solar amplifier, it applies, it gives a 10% extra damage to your beam damage. Your high beam overheats and explodes, damaging any enemy near your target. Burns enemies near your target, making them vulnerable to burning FX. And also it turns the beam from red to blue for some reason.
They probably did that because of the hype of the new Supergirl show that was coming out around the time when it came out.
Yeah, with solar flare, how did they call it?
I don't remember.
But they had done that in the Superman comics first. There was one storyline where Superman uses his heat vision so much that he loses his power, and they reused that storyline for Supergirl.
So all I know is that when this artifact is coming out, I just remember that Supergirl was basically just starting off in the CW, and then everyone saw that her laser was blue, so they probably just saw that idea. It's like, hey, being that's kind of like a hype thing. And
probably.
Let's just reuse it in our game. Probably what it was.
I think there's something wrong with the chat on PlayStation, because if I look on PC, I don't have quite the same thing.
Oh, you look at your computer?
Yeah.
What kind of computer you got?
It's a small laptop. Just powerful enough to run DCUO and do a few things, but not the best.
More metal and smashing, Cosmic Boy.
DC is saying it's okay. It's like we use
Feeble minds.
Hyper Beam from Pokemon, I suppose. I haven't really played Pokemon, so I'm fairly aware of it. I was more of a Magic the Gathering player.
I was never into animes and Pokemon and all that stuff either.
Come on, Magic the Gathering.
I'm assuming that's a game.
The best card game in the world.
Okay, yeah, so that's a game. Okay.
I'm very disappointed now.
I'm not into that stuff.
They're mentioning that there's a streaming website called Look Movies. I'm not familiar with that at all.
What the?
Yeah, the chat is messed up. Like, we're back to, do you think Superman is overglorified? I guess we broke the stream by going over 3 hours.
I think we broke the stream.
Oh, our friend Jeffrey's here. He's asking how everyone is doing.
Wait, didn't he ask that already?
I just saw... Yeah, he asked it twice.
Okay, this stream's gotta be broken. Either that or everyone's playing a deja vu game.
Could be.
I am just getting thrown around right now. I don't think we have enough people.
That's okay.
Okay. I am not concentrated at all.
So basically, Flash Rebirth is saying that it's a website where you can watch Superman and Lois for free. So, Look Movie, yeah. Yeah, Jeffrey, the comments seems to be a bit messed up. We were seeing comments we saw like ages ago, but now it seems to be okay. Oh yeah, we're getting thrown around like rag dolls. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a bit of lag.
Got 3 minutes to take him out.
You can do it. You're the Ghost Rider, and even switch to Cosmic Ghost Rider. You'll defeat him faster.
No, I don't like Cosmic.
Oh.
I only wear it just because it's an extra style to have.
Just need enough inertron to put Validus back in the box.
Yeah, the comments are a bit messed up, Thomas. And then to add the fuel to the fire, the evil Jeffrey is sending us the same comment twice, so it makes it even worse.
So we can put the monster back in the box. You Jamal.
I'll save you. I'll save you. Okay, I didn't save anyone.
Well, at least they can come back. It's not like if they were locked out in a fight.
Yeah. surprised they didn't do that.
Nah, that would have been already with the Hydra with a similar, with an issue where people would not respawn because the game would crash. So the more people that would get defeated, the smaller and smaller the group would be actually fighting the Hydra.
Oh, this guy's name is Adam West. That's funny.
Jeffrey is asking if an NPC shoots something at a player, can another player jump in front of it and take the hit? It depends, I guess, on the something. Like with Heat Vision, for example, if I was, let's say, to target someone with Heat Vision and someone would jump in front of it, I would actually hit both targets. I would hit the target I was aiming at, and the guy getting in between would also get hit. So
really?
Yeah, it's a way, like you could hit multiple targets with Heat Vision. If your target was the furthest, like let's say you have 3 people in line. If you hit the first guy, way back when, you would only hit the first guy. But if you hit, let's say, the third guy, the last guy in the line, you would hit everyone in the line. So if I was to hit, let's say, someone with Heat Vision, and then you would get in front to try to block it, I would actually end up hitting both of you. So it depends on the power or the ability.
Yay, well, this is done.
Oh yeah, see, we had plenty of time. Ye of little faith.
It's true. Wait. Galactic threat back. Okay, what does that look like? This is alien. Okay, let's just see what the alien back piece looks like. I don't know what that looks like.
It used to be a back piece we could purchase from the marketplace, and they've added it as a random drop here. It's like some of the head styles also they've added here.
Oh, ugh. This thing's gross looking.
Well, if you don't have the style, equip it. If you consume it, you'll be able to use it someday, maybe.
Maybe use it for a null, maybe. Like a null character. Remember who that is. But I wouldn't use it though.
Oh, I got a Brainiac turret tier 2. I have no idea where I got that from.
That's not bad. How many tiers does it only have? 3?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have Ekron, upgrade device. Yeah. I don't think that's worth any money.
It's surprising. Sometimes, what's the expression? One man's trash is one man's treasure. Sometimes there's items you would think are worthless, and it turns out you can make a bit of cash on the broker. You never know. Oh, Daisy says she loves her pets. Yeah, some of the pets are really fun.
How do you get a seal of preservation or a seal of completion?
At this point, I would say buy them from Dr. Fate.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get the blue Fate thing, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, and people who may not know, the Dr. Fate headpiece has been added to the Dr. Fate vendor.
Has it?
Yes.
Oh.
But the bad news is that it requires, it's not the Dr. Fate
700?
currency, it's the other one.
Oh, I was gonna say, imagine if it was like 700 or something like that. I'd be like, oh, that's gonna suck for a free-to-play player.
Actually, it requires Destiny tokens, not Fate tokens. So you have to purchase it for 1 Destiny token.
Just 1?
Yes. Well, that's enough.
I'm surprised.
JJ Soto, don't start begging for stuff, please.
Surprised it's only 1.
Goldfire is asking which pets are worth buying. Normally they should all be the same. So you should try to buy, let's say, a tier 3 pet if you can buy one. But normally all the tier 1 pets should be the same, all the tier 2 pets should be the same, and all the tier 3 pets should be the same. Like right now I'm using the tier 3 pet mother box.
I've never been lucky to get the mother box yet.
I got one or two from Orion, way back when, but it's been ages since I saw it drop.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it yet. Obviously, it's rare, or rare enough. Can you buy it off the broker though?
Yeah, but now we can buy it from Chengsu. That would be the best option. Like for 100 marks, you get the tier 1. But the broker, I think the tier 3 on the broker was about 30 million last I checked.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
So the tier 3 mother box would be a good option. It's not too expensive, and and again, all the tier 3 pets should be similar. But I never bothered to crunch numbers to see if that was the case.
Well, that seems like a job for Obsidian Chill.
I'm sure you must have a video or two about that with charts and all that good stuff.
Probably. Man, that's dedication though. Couldn't do that. Sit there all day just crunching the numbers. I couldn't do that. That's too much.
I understand, but there's some people who enjoy that kind of stuff. So.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
The globalist style would be crazy, but yeah, that could be fun, I suppose.
How many source marks you got?
I'm not sure. Let's see. No, there. 388.
Okay, so it's not as much as I thought. I thought you were gonna have like 1,000 or 2,000 or something like that.
Nah, I keep on spending them on stuff. Like I did upgrade Flashpoint Batman a bit, so I had to use a whole bunch of source marks to break through, to purchase the catalyst I needed. Like right now, I have to break through rank 8, so I have to save my source marks for that.
Alright, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go make some food. I'm pretty hungry.
You can eat later.
So, I'll be maybe on later, maybe.
Sure. Well, we'll probably finish. We'll finish the Legion bounties, and I think that'll be it for today.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I might log in. Might try tomorrow, and maybe tomorrow we could do the Flashpoint bounties.
Okay. Well, that'll work. Alright. I'll see you guys later.
Sure.
Have a good night.
You too. Jeffrey's saying the Raccoon Green Lantern could be cool. Yeah, it would be a cool one to add. Oh, Multiverse, you had Gem Pet. I just got the drop of it before, the House of Legends. I'm not sure. Oh, let's arrange our inventory a bit. Let's see. The pet I got was the Brainiac pet. But I'm not sure if I got anyone. I seem to only have the Brainiac tier 2 pet that dropped. Oh yeah, well here in the finding the bounties on the 31st century, yeah, you can get the gem pet. Jeffrey's saying, I believe the devs truly look at your characters and base styles on off of them. Could be. Could be. We do know that they do watch my stream or my videos, but whether they take inspiration from those or not, I couldn't say. Oh, Saturn Girl is almost here. We don't have a big group, but we should be okay.
Do my bidding, Legionnaire. Saturn Girl, use your powers to destroy our enemies. I will cast Metropolis into chaos and despair.
Yeah, the pets, basically the turrets do a whole bunch of damage very quickly, as opposed to some of the other pets that stick around a bit longer. So if you need one big burst of damage, yeah, you use the turret pets. But if you want something that will stick around and do damage over time, let's say, yeah, the other pets would be a good option.
See what you fear, both your past and your future, all in one.
That was a weird audio glitch. Thomas Brooks is saying his Flash is inspired by Ezra Miller. I got as much. Yeah, I guess when people were asking for the better pets, I guess that's something I could have mentioned. The pets like the pets like the mother box, they'll stick around in battle and they'll attack for about, I don't know, 10-15 seconds. As opposed to the turrets, if you summon a turret like the Brainiac turret or the Gem turret, that one will do one huge burst of damage and then pretty much disappear. So if you want pets that will stick around with you in battle for a while, the Mother Box or the Phoenix, those would be good options. The Vampire Bats. But if you want pets that do a bunch of damage and then disappears, then the turrets like the Brainiac turrets or the Gem turrets, those would be options I would go for. I used the Brainiac turrets for a bit. Actually, I think I may have an Armory that still uses it. Let's see. I'm going to cool down anyway.
I'll slow you down.
Almost there. Ooh, that's a big. That was a big flash.
You were losing anyway.
I see you using Zoom. Oh yeah, I love using Zoom. I was using Flashpoint Batman for a bit, but I don't know. I got back into the habit of using Zoom a bit. Let's give it a little bow to everyone. And that will be pretty much it for today, I think, guys. Let's go back to our usual spot. Personally, I kind of like Zoom. I love the way he does his tornado thing and pulls enemies into it. Oh, a collection. Again, people were asking about collections earlier. Well, yeah, I kind of like to use Zoom.
You lose in every timeline.
Ah. So.
Paradoxes are the best part of time travel.
So that is going to be it for today. But tomorrow, what we could do, we didn't get the chance to play the Flashpoint Bounties. So let's try that. Tomorrow we'll log in again 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll try to log in and just play the Flashpoint Bounties. Maybe something else I failed to mention. Maybe we could go back and play some older bounties. Or we could go back to play some more Legion bounties or some more Wonderverse bounties if some of you guys need those. We'll figure it out tomorrow. So let's try that. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll try to log in again to play the Flashpoint bounties. If somehow you guys can't tomorrow, that's fine. Uh, Basically, next week on Thursday, December 9th, we will get episode 42. We will get the winter seasonal. So next Thursday, what we'll do is that we will play the raid for episode 42. From what I understand, it is a big raid, so it might take us a bit longer to play it. And of course, it'll be the first time most of us will play that raid, so we'll have to figure out what to do. So next Thursday we'll start with the raid for episode 42, and afterwards there are also some bounties in the episode 42 open world map. I don't know if it's bounties. I don't think it's bounties like the Legion bounties where you can play them forever. I think you can only play them once and that's it. So we'll see about playing those bounties afterwards. So tomorrow Flashpoint bounties, and Thursday we'll play episode 42. So let's see if there's a last minute comment or not. It was good to see you again. Bye bye. So I guess we're pretty much done for now. So guys, thank you very much for watching. You guys are awesome. Thanks to everyone who commented in the chat. It's always great to be able to interact with you guys in the chat. Again, you guys are awesome. And thanks to everyone who came to play with us. It's always fun to play with us, with you guys, even when we don't succeed. Like yesterday, there's a mission where we just couldn't do it. That's okay, it happens. We just didn't have the group to be able to pull it off. So if we don't manage to finish the mission, don't feel bad about it, guys. It's all right. It happens. If there's a mission we cannot play, there's always something else we can go and play if we want to. So tomorrow we'll play the Flashpoint Bounties, and we'll figure something out afterwards. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye, guys.